Oh, yeah, I suppose so.
You suppose so?
Look, all that's happened so far is that I've been asked to stand. I mean, like I told you last night, I haven't decided yet whether I'm even interested or not.
Ken, what you told me last night was that you were going to sleep on it. This being morning, we can assume you've done that. So?
Well, I don't know, really.
Ken, it's not like you to dither. You must have some idea by now what you want to do.
Ah, yeah, but it's not quite as simple as that, is it? I mean, it's not just a case of what I want to do.
What do you mean?
Well, of course it isn't. I mean, look, love, I'd be lying in my teeth if I didn't say I was tickled pink at the thought of having even been asked. But then again, if I should accept, well, it's not going to be easy, is it? Least of all for you.
Me?
Yeah, well, at the shop, for starters.
Oh, I see. That's what's bothering you, is it?
It's a factor, yeah.
Now, you listen to me, Ken Barlow. Whether you stand or don't stand for that council is entirely up to you. And if I thought you were going to let something as trivial as that affect your decision, I'd strangle you with my own bare hands.
And that's a threat, is it?
That, Chuck, is a blinking promise.
I expect it's the power that attracts you, though. I mean, you can see yourself already, can't you? As one of those political wives, manipulating the affairs of the entire community from right here in Coronation Street. Deirdre Barlow, Councillor Barlow's very own kitchen cabinet.
What? Not a drain shall be laid, nor a bin emptied without my say-so. Her sinister influence spread over Weatherfield like an invisible spider's web. But, it's not actually in the kitchen where we make our presence really felt, you know, Ken.
Isn't it?
Good Lord, no, it's upstairs. Late at night, when you've just come home, shattered from another ego-bruising encounter in the corridors of power, and in dire need of twopenn'orth a mard.
And that's where you come in, is it?
Not half.
So, that's why strong men are practically prepared to kill to get into politics, is it?
Well, surely you didn't think it was for all them free drinks, free tickets, and first place in the cheap queue, did you?
What, not even for the fat royalty they get from their boring memoirs?
Doesn't even come into it.
You know, I never knew that.
Well, stick around, kid. You know you can learn something every day around somebody like me.
What are you talking about?
Politics. In fact, nothing even remotely suitable for your tender ears. Have you cleaned your teeth?
They're clean.
What? Get up them stairs this minute.
Oh, but Mum, I'll be late.
But better to be late than toothless.
It's not fair. Valerie Adams in our class never has to clean her teeth.
Which is why probably one day she'll be known as Gummy. Now, will you get up them stairs?
I don't know. Power broker, earth mother, dental consultant. Is there no end to this woman?
Oh, just an average member of the gender, really.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
So?
So?
So? What have you decided, then?
Well, after the offer I've just had, I don't really see how I could refuse, do you, love?
Good. And, you will tell Alf, won't you? Before some other kind soul does it for you.
Yeah, all right. Bye.
Bye, love.
Oh, hello. More fan letters from your adoring public out there?
That'll be the day.
When I think of the amount of hours you've put in down at that council, I don't know why you bother.
Well, between you and me, Audrey, it's something I've been wondering about myself, is that?
Oh, yeah. What's brought all this on, then? Mr. High and Mighty Barlow, I suppose, and that chip wrapper of a paper in it.
Yeah, well, that's got something to do with it, I suppose, but not entirely. No, it's just that, well, I've been representing this ward for ever since Adam was a lad. 20-odd years.
Yeah, and very good, too, as a matter of fact.
Oh, I've not to be ashamed of, I know that. I mean, I'll put my record against anybody, never mind what Ken Barlow says. No, it's just that there comes a time when you've got to ask yourself, is it worth all the hassle?
Yeah, what are you trying to tell me, Alf, eh? You're going to jack it in? Because, I mean, if you are, then I think you might have mentioned it to me, talked it over with me before you decided.
Nothing's been decided, love. It's just, look, I'm up for re-election in May, as you know, and if I do decide to stand down, well, now seems to be as good a time as any, I suppose, and better than most, that's all.
Yeah, well, fair enough, I suppose. I mean, of course I can understand how you get fed up sometimes. Of course I can. It's just on the other hand, there are certain advantages to being on the council, aren't there?
Oh, yes. Name one apart from the odd posh meal up at the town hall.
Talking about business advantages, Alf.
Well, there would be, love, if there was some sort of local building baron that needed to know exactly what was going up and where in Weatherfield. No, I can't see any advantages for somebody like me.
If that's what you feel, but... I mean, if that's what you do decide, I suppose the question is bound to be asked, isn't it?
What question?
Well, you know, did you jump or were you pushed?
Was a posh 2x, for heaven's sake.
Ken Barlow, of course. Who else?
Gave over, that's ridiculous.
I'm just talking about what folks will say, that's all. Far be it from me.
Morning.
Oh, hello, Deirdre.
Everything all right?
Hey? Oh, yeah, aye. Aye, never better.
Terrific.
Morning.
You reckon?
Oh, I see. That side out this morning, are we?
That's right, Hilda, so feel free to have a good gloat.
Oh, now then. Never let it be said that I was short of the milk of human kindness towards a fellow human being, even if his thick head is of his own making.
Well, thank you very much, Hilda, for your heartfelt commiserations.
Oh, and by the way, if it's fag ends you're looking for, you'll find a rich and variegated selection in the gents. Of course, they will need drying out a bit first.
Bog off, Hilda.
So you'll be able to manage for a couple of hours, will you, Betty, love? Only, you see, between 12 and 2 is about the only time Bernardo can fit me in, you see.
Who the heck's he when he's at home? Bernardo?
Now, who he is when he's at home, Betty, love, I really wouldn't like to say. Probably Vanessa or somebody, I should think, from the way he walks. But when he's Bernardo, he runs that new hairdresser's Cut and Thrust down Rosamond Street.
It's a funny sort of a day to have hairdo.
Yeah, well, today's the big day, isn't it, Betty, love?
The big day.
When I go and see the bank manager about that loan, I've got an appointment with him at 3:30 at the bank.
Oh, I see. So you're definitely going through with it, Tyler.
Well, if he comes through for me, yes, I am.
I hope you're not biting off more than you can chew, Duck.
Betty, love, I know what I'm doing.
Oh, yes. Well, that'll make a change.
Well, thank you, Betty, for that vote of confidence.
I'm sorry, lovey. I'm worried to death about you. Honestly. I mean, it's a lot of money to have to find his 15,000.
Betty, love, to accumulate, you have to speculate.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't need to borrow the entire 15,000. I've got 3,000 of my own in the bank.
Have you?
But of course.
Well, how have you managed to sort away that sort of money?
Well, now the story that I put around is that that money represents the fruits of years of hard labour behind this bar. But you and I know better than that, don't we?
Do we?
But of course. Surely you realise when them towels go over, I slip on this long frock and go robbing stagecoaches down Oldham Road. It was Faye Dunaway I got the idea from, you know.
Really? I'd have thought it'd have been Margaret Lockwood.
I know, Betty love. But that's your age showing that, isn't it?
Oh, you cheeky monkey.
But she's lovely, isn't she? I could eat her, honest, I could. Oh, is she sleeping all right?
She is, as a matter of fact. I mean, after Nicky, I can hardly believe it.
Ah, well, that's girls for you, isn't it? Say what they like, they're a lot easier than the lads any time.
Brian. Well, I wasn't expecting you until tonight. Don't tell me you've driven all the way down from Scotland in one morning.
Yeah, of course I have. It's not like in your day, you know, Mum. We've got this marvellous new invention called motorways. So, this is it then. The new Sprog.
This is her.
And her name's Sarah, actually. I'm just saying, a lot less trouble than you were.
Well, you know why that was, don't you, Mum? Because I had a very inquiring mind.
That's what it was it?
But of course.
How was Scotland, then?
Of course. Full of jocks and jockesses, you know. Great, really. In fact, I can't remember when I enjoyed myself more.
Well, that's the important thing.
Yeah, I think it is. Which reminds me, I brought Nick a present back.
That's very nice.
I've gone and left it in Liz's bag, though. I'll nip over this afternoon and pick it up. I'll get Mum to drop it off.
Right. Well, I think I'd better be off. I'll see you.
See you out.
Something wrong, is there?
Nothing wrong with me, Brian.
I'm asking you. What's the matter?
You just had to do it, though, didn't you?
What?
Carry on like that in front of Gail about this girlfriend of yours.
Why not, for God's sake? In front of her or anybody else for that matter?
Well, if you don't know that for yourself, Brian, all I can say is that I'm the last person you should be asking. So, what do you think then? Will I do?
Don't you think it's just a touch sort of serpent of the Nile?
Betty, what the hell were you expecting me to do? Stick it up in a bun and turn up there wearing sensible brown shoes?
This is your friendly neighbourhood bank manager that you went on vamping, you know, not Sky Masterson.
Betty, what you don't seem to realise is this one is not your typical bank manager.
Oh, you mean when he's not down in the high street clucking over overdrafts, he's sort of mouthpiece for the mob?
No, what I mean is he's not some old fuddy-duddy, that's all. Besides, it's not as though me and him are complete strangers, you know. We've shared the odd laugh and a giggle through the bulletproof glass.
I see. Well, I don't know why you don't go the whole hog, get yourself a pair of fishnet tights and a feather boa.
And don't you think, Betty, that that thought also had not crossed my mind?
Hi.
Oh, Ken, can I get you one?
No, thanks. All I wanted was a word, actually.
Good Lord, don't tell me you want some advice from the silent member for Weatherfield.
No, not exactly. Come sit down, do you think?
Hi.
Something wrong, is there?
Wrong.
Well, you've hardly been the life and soul of the party this last half hour.
Well, I'm sorry, love, but when I think of that Brian flaunting his new fancy piece right underneath your nose and you lumbered with that one.
The last time, Mammy, he wasn't flaunting her. Just happened to mention a name, that's all.
Oh, yeah, accidentally on purpose, you mean?
No, I don't think he did, actually. And just for the record, being landed with this one is not exactly how I see it, all right? I mean, that's as bad as having a cold the new sprog.
The new sprog? Who on earth called her that?
Oh, never mind. It's not worth it.
Oh, hello.
Hiya.
What now?
Nothing important. You're back early.
Aye.
Well, something's obviously upset you.
I don't think upset's the right word. Surprise might be a better one.
That's good timing, Alf. I've just this minute put the kettle on.
Oh, yeah. You knew about this, I take it.
What?
About Ken going against me at council. Aye, he just told me at Rovers.
Yeah, I knew he'd been asked. I didn't know he'd said yes yet.
Yeah, well, I do think the very least you could have done was say something.
Well, so do I, actually.
Which, of course, I would have done the minute it was definite.
Mind you, I shouldn't be all that surprised, should I? Not really. I know not all the things that are happening around here at the moment.
Oh, yes, such as?
Well, such as, for starters, the way that well-known giveaway sheet, the Recorder, is suddenly behaving like the Washington Post and putting Weatherfield to rights.
I hope you're not suggesting, Alf, that what Ken said in the paper had anything at all to do with him deciding to stand against you for the council.
Oh, no, dear, I'm not suggesting anything of the sort. I'm quite content to let folk round here draw their own conclusions about it.
So, did you get it then?
Now, if by get it you mean, have I come home with 12,000 smackers in my hot little handbag? Not exactly, no.
Oh, love, I am sorry.
Well, there's no need to be sorry, Betty, love. The word is he sees no reason why not in principle. So, I've filled in all the proper forms, and any day now he should be popping over to give this place the once-over. All right?
Why would I want to do that?
Because a bank manager has to do what a bank manager has to do. It's just a formality. And once he's satisfied himself that what we're running here is neither a gin palace or a bawdy house, well, that's it. So, how about a little drinky, just to mark the happy occasion?
Look, do you mind if we don't? Not until you've definitely got those little smackers in your handbag.
Betty, I've told you we're home and dry, kid.
Yeah, possibly. But I, for one, don't believe in spitting in the eye of fate. It's got a very nasty habit of spitting right back at you sometimes.
I suppose you're right. But I must say, Betty, you're just a writhing mass of primitive superstitions.
No, love. I've just played before, that's all.
Oh, so you're back then, are you?
Miss me, have you, Jacko?
Of course I have. Everything all right, is it?
Never better, Jacko. Will there be anything else?
No, I just thought I'd pop in and say that I was off.
Oh, isn't that nice of him, Betty? letting us know he's off.
Yeah, makes a change for him sneaking off like he usually does, you know, first chance he gets.
A bit of a fishing expedition, do you reckon, Betty?
Sounded like that to me.
It's unkind of us, though, isn't it? Keeping poor Jacko in suspense like that.
So are you going to tell him?
Good Lord, no.
So what do you reckon?
It's lovely, Brian. Don't you think so, Mrs. Tilsley?
It's lovely.
Why did you get it?
Back in Scotland, of course.
I never saw you buy it.
Well, I made sure you didn't I?
Well, I hope it fits.
Of course it'll fit you. Bus 36, right?
Right.
Try on if you like. I promise I won't look if Mum will.
I'll try it on later. Thanks very much.
Is that all I get? Thanks very much.
Thanks, love.
Flippin' heck. I reckon I wouldn't have bothered if I'd known that's all I was
You're
going to
all
get.
bristly.
Well, you said you liked me like that.
Shave, please, if you don't mind.
Yes, mistress.
It's a lovely colour. Mrs. Tilsley, whilst Brian's out of the way, like, could I just say something?
Feel free.
Only, I do realise that you don't exactly approve of my relationship with Brian. Or like me very much, really. I mean, I'm not stupid. Only, I do think there is something that you should know about the Scottish trip, any road.
Oh, yeah?
You see, it wasn't my idea. It was Brian's, to go to Scotland together. Not that I didn't go along with it willingly and enjoy every minute of it. I did.
So?
Well, I suppose what I'm really trying to say to you is, it's not just casual between Brian and me. Not as far as I'm concerned. And not as far as Brian's concerned either, from what I know of it. Well, I mean, Brian is free now. And I at least accept that.
And I don't, you mean?
You're telling me you do?
Oh, I accept what's happened. Only I'm a Catholic, you see. I was brought up to be one. Same as our Brian was. And I'm somebody that tries in her own cack-handed way to live by what that means. So I suppose what I'm trying to say to you, Liz, is that whether our Brian's divorced or he's not divorced, in my eyes at least, he'll never be free. Because as far as I'm concerned, he is still married to that little girl down the road. The one with the 2 children to bring up.
Ken, you know what Alf said about that piece in the paper?
What about it?
Well, I suppose I can see how he could jump to the conclusion he did. I mean, that your attack on him was part of your own pre-election tactics.
And do you think it was?
Well, I think I know you better than that. On the other hand, they do say this politics is a pretty mucky business, don't they?
So what you really want to know is, was it or wasn't it, right?
Was it?
To which I suppose the answer has to be no. But then, in a way, yes, really, I suppose it was.
Ken, at least wait till you get elected, love, before you start talking in riddles.
By which I mean, no, of course, what I wrote wasn't part of my pre-election campaign. How could it be, seeing it at that stage I hadn't even been asked to stand?
Oh, well, thank God for that, anyway.
But then again, I'd be lying if I said that the 2 events were entirely unconnected.
Oh?
Because, as far as I can gather, it was what I said in the recorder that first put the idea in their heads to ask me to stand for them.
I see. Well, do me a favour, will you?
What?
Tell Alf Roberts that.
Can't really see why I should, love, especially after what he said to you in the shop.
Yeah, well, it's precisely because of what he said in the shop that I'm asking you. See, look, I know what you're doing for the best of reasons, and I am proud of you, and I am behind you 110%. But I just think it'd be a shame if it caused a split between us and our friends. So for me, please.
All right, I'll have a word.
Oh, thanks, love. Hey, and guess what?
What?
You've definitely got my votes.
Oh, right, well, in that case, the whole town's stitched up, isn't it?
Evening, Councillor.
Hello, Alec.
Uneasy lies the head, is it?
Hey? Oh, no, there's only one person who could crown me around here. That's Audrey.
Usual, Irish.
Oh, yes, thanks.
Hey, you're looking well.
Ah, well, I put it all down to clean living and early nights.
Oh, that's your secret, is it?
All right.
I heard you've been abroad again.
Ah, one of them lightning grand tours. You know, if it's Saturday, it must be Stuttgart.
It can't be bad.
I suppose so. Mind you, when you've seen one hotel room, you've seen them all, haven't you?
Oh, I suppose so.
Thank you.
Evening.
Well, Ken,
Got a minute, have you, for yet another of those quick chats of ours?
not more astounding revelations.
More a case of clarification, I think.
Oh, well, why not then? Excuse me.
Yes, sure.
Well, 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 if it isn't my very own bad penny.
Been lost without me, kid, have you?
Alec, love, there I've been, wringing out my tear-stained pillow every morning.
Oh, now it's the gin that does that, you know. How have you been?
Oh, I'm fine. How did trip go?
Oh, not bad. In fact, quite profitable, really.
That's good to hear.
Hey, yeah. Did you get me mucky postcard?
I did. In fact, it's in the hands of the police at this very moment.
They never asked to see it.
They asked if they could keep it, love.
You're looking great, then, honest.
Well, I've had my hair done specially. I knew you'd be coming in.
Well, now that is nice. So, come on, tell your Uncle Alec all about it, then.
Tell me, Uncle Alec, about what, love?
Well, this exciting new venture of yours that's supposed to be so top secret, but all Weatherfield's heard about.
Well, thanks for telling me that, Ken. It does clear the air a bit.
That's the least I could do. So, let's make it a good, clean fight then, eh? What do you say?
And may the best man win, right?
Right.
Just as long as it's me.
So, what do you think, then?
Well, that all depends, really, doesn't it, love?
On what?
Well, for starters, if you can get the loot from the bank.
No sweat there, Alec, love.
Well, in that case, what I say is, here's to your bet, love. That's what I say.
Thanks, Alec.
Well, there's a lot more to you than meets the eye, really, isn't there?
What? Not for nothing is she known round these parts as Miss Iceberg.
Well, put it this way, I can't think of any other reason why they go around calling you that.
Liz, tell me what you said to her.
I can't help the way I feel, Brian.
Of course you can't, any more than I can. Let's face it, Mum. It was a mistake, wasn't it? I mean, me ever moving back in.
Well, I'm sure I can't see why.
Of course you can't. And that's part of the trouble, isn't it? See, I'm not your little lad anymore. I mean, I couldn't be even if I wanted to be, which I don't. I'm over 21. I've been married, I've had a kid, and now I'm divorced.
Just what is it you're working your way around to telling me, Brian?
What I'm trying to tell you, Mum, is, well, it's just not worked out, has it? I mean, I don't belong here anymore. Well, not on a permanent basis, anyway.
So?
So, I'm moving out. Sooner the better.
And going where, for God's sake?
Well, Liz's, of course. I mean, where else?
Liz's?
Have you any more washing, Brian?
Did you hear me? I said, have you any more washing?
Don't, Mum.
Don't what? Brian,
I don't want to discuss it anymore.
what's there to discuss about a little bit of washing, love?
I'm going. And I'm going today. End of story.
Don't, Brian.
I'm moving in with Liz today. So I don't want any washing doing. I don't want you to do anything except just let me get on with it.
If anybody had told me, what, less than a year since, that you were divorced and living with another woman, I'd have said they were potty. What's got into you, Brian? Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Because you should be. Good God in heaven, ain't getting divorced bad enough without this. Living off at brush.
I'm not doing anything criminal, Mum. I'm just trying to live my life the best way I can.
But you're wrong, Brian. Everything you've done's been wrong. Don't go making it worse, love. If you don't live right, Brian, you will never be happy. Listen to me, please, love.
I'm just clocking on, boss. Oh, I see you two are hard at it.
Jack, I want you.
Very civil of you. Nothing like a nice cup of tea to promote harmonious industrial relations.
It is the curse of the working classes, Jack T. If we'd have built motor cars instead of supping cups of tea, we'd have all had a video camera by now. I want to warn you.
What have I done?
It's what you might do. I've got my bank manager dropping in today to give us the once-over.
Going down to see what life's like below the poverty line, is he?
I'm hoping he sees me as a good investment.
You're getting wet at bank manager.
There's a thought. Look, dart about a bit today. Look fully employed instead of standing round picking your nose.
If they ever do a time and motion study here, they'll find one of us is overworked, me, and that's a fact. Hey, what do they look like, bank managers? I've not seen one. Do they wear bowler hats and spats, do they?
This one wears a very sexy lopsided grin.
Well, if I was a bank manager, I wouldn't just be grinning, I'd be flaming hysterical.
Do you reckon you'll get the brass to buy the tenancy of this place, love? I mean, it's a lot of money.
Well, it won't be for the want of lip gloss and charm, Betty.
Yeah, the banks aren't all that interested in charm, are they? I mean, they want blood.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
I wish you'd shut up, Betty.
Oh, isn't she lovely?
She takes after our side of the family, doesn't she?
Definitely.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it's a good job she's not my flesh and blood. She could be in deep trouble.
Oh, I don't know, Alf. You've a lovely complexion.
Well, a lot of folks say that. It comes from having a clear conscience.
Hey, is it true that Ken Barlow's running against you for the council?
Yes, that's right.
Are you still speaking?
Of course I am. Look, politics doesn't have to be all slanging matches, you know.
Oh, I thought it did. I thought it was I'm right, you're wrong, and who cares about facts and the truth?
Yeah, well, it won't be like that between Ken and me because we've shaken hands on having a good, clean fight, haven't we, Deirdre?
Yes.
Whatever that means.
It means there'll be no dirty tricks. We should be judged on our beliefs and our policies.
The trouble with Alfie, he's got too many principles. It makes him soft.
Ken's got principles as well, you know, Audrey.
Did I say he hadn't, Deirdre?
Oh, hello, hello.
Hello, Ivy.
How's little one?
She's fine.
Oh,
Slept through till 8 o'clock this morning.
she looks a contented little thing, don't she?
Oh, she is, isn't she, Gail?
So far.
Yes, sir. Have you got me ball cakes, love?
Oh, yes, love, they're in the back. I'll get to.
Gail tells me Brian really enjoyed himself in Scotland, Ivy.
Yes, sir, I think he did.
Lucky for some, eh, being able to go on holiday this time of year.
Well, you haven't had it on it for a long time, not a proper one.
Neither is Gail.
Ma'am!
He seems, well, very friendly with this...
That's all we are, you know. Just friends.
Oh, just good friends, eh?
Yes.
And going on holiday together. Still, I suppose I'm a bit old-fashioned.
Right,
Yes.
Ivy. Oh,
Yeah. How much do I owe you, love?
$4.50, please, love.
Thank you.
There were no need for that. I keep telling you, whatever Brian does is no business of ours anymore.
Well, I think it is. There's that little thing there, that's his responsibility. He should be spending his brass on her, not some fly.
Ma'am!
Well, I'm just fed up with folks trying to do us down.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh, what are you doing flaked out in the chair for at this time of the day?
Bushed, suffering from the pressures and labours of publication day.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm bushed from standing on my feet in that shop all morning.
Actually, I've been trying to think how to make our fortune.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, all we've got to do is come up with an idea, like sunroofs, for instance.
Sunroofs?
Yeah, car sunroofs. I mean, who needs a sunroof on the car in this country where the sun comes out 3 times a year, if that? And yet, they sell like holidays. And why? Because drivers have been persuaded that they look good, smart. I mean, no matter that they're as useless as a bikini is to an Eskimo, it's just a beautiful con trick. Now, if we can come up with an idea like that, simple
Speaking
but...
of tricks, you've not been up to any in that paper of yours lately, have you?
I have not written a line about the council, health, or even politics in general.
On your honour, as an officer and a gentleman?
On my honour.
Oh, good. We don't want any more trouble, do we? Right. Meat pie and baked beans for lunch. As if you've still got the strength to hold a knife and fork.
Hi. What are you doing here?
Can I come in or do I have to have a ticket?
Sorry.
Time to get a kiss? I've had better. Something wrong?
No. Well, only what I expected.
Ah, your mum.
Yes, I said I didn't want any washing doing and I was going. I can't find my shirts. She's probably stuffed them in the washer.
Well, actually, that's why I'm here. I wanted to make sure that she hadn't hijacked you or something.
No danger.
Are you definitely moving in?
Definitely.
She's not put you out of it?
Liz, she hasn't got me in her pocket, you know.
Good. That's all I wanted to know.
Well, I was just packing, if I can find my shirts. Oh, flipping heck. Mum, you've got to wash my shirts.
Yeah, that's right.
I told you not to.
But they were dirty. Listen, I brought fish and chips for lunch, but I've only brought enough for two because I didn't know
I've had
that
my
this
lunch.
was... Oh, well, just as well. Give me those here, I'll give them a spin.
See what I mean?
Only too well.
Sorry, we don't serve peddlers, hawkers and barra boys in here.
Take this piece of paper to your lady gaffer and ask her if it's legal tender for a couple of pints and 2 lunches. Oh, by the way, this happens to be a £20 note, in case you'd never seen one before.
What do you want?
That's better. A couple of pints, please.
20 note, eh? You two got the concession on street sweeping in this town now.
Tell him, Curly, using as many big words as you can muster.
For your information, Mr. Gilroy, my partner and I have recently diversified.
Diversified into what? Recycling fag ends?
Into sales.
Yes, and we're doing a bomb, thanks very much.
Oh, what they mean is, they're on the knocker, flogging a load of rubbish to gullible women, and I wouldn't demean myself.
How many of these have you got in your pocket, eh?
Money isn't everything.
Now, only the poverty-stricken say that, Jack.
Give that man a drink.
Thank you.
On his 100th birthday.
All this success hasn't improved your wit much.
The fellow that's just coming in, Betty, the one with the smart suit. That's him, pound to a penny.
Who?
London's bank manager.
I better see to
No,
it.
no, 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 no. You go and give young Knocker that. That's his change. I'll sort this
Oh,
out.
right, I love it. They are my love.
How do you do?
Hello.
Haven't we met somewhere? I don't. Don't tell me. No, don't tell me. Got it. Manager, County Bank.
Yes, I am. Do you bank with us?
No, I'm a Nat West man myself, but a colleague of mine pointed it out the other day on golf course, you know.
I don't play golf.
Well, it must have been somewhere else then. What would you like to drink?
A pint of bitter, please.
And you won't regret it, because I look after the ale here. It's like liquid gold.
I like a good pint.
Doesn't everybody? In moderation, of course. Anyway, I'm very glad to meet you, as a matter of fact, because I'm not very happy with my bank at the moment.
Oh?
Difference of opinion about investment strategy, you know.
I see.
By the way, do you do personal loans?
Yes, we do. How much do you want?
What about 5?
For the beer.
74. Anyway, to get back to these personal loans, do you just have to be a person, right?
That's right.
So all you've got to be is a person.
Well,
Mr. Pollard, how nice to see you.
it's always nice to see you, Ben.
Flatterer. I hope he's not charged you for that.
He's a bank manager. If he can't afford it, who can?
Thank you, Jack.
Hey?
Thank you.
I'll see you after about the, you know.
Yes.
About the what?
You know, I'm not really sure.
No. He has that effect on folk, does Jack. Would you care to bring your drink through? I've laid on a bite to eat.
Would you mind if I,
What?
propped up the bar for a bit? Get the feel of the place, drink in the atmosphere. And the beer, of course. I'm on my lunch break.
You're the boss whenever you're ready.
Just 5 minutes.
I thought you were giving him some lunch.
He wants to drink in the atmosphere.
You get plenty of that then now.
How do you do?
Hello.
Don't think I've seen you in here before, have I?
Oh, first time. I've obviously been missing something.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. It's not what it was, this place.
Isn't it?
Oh, no. Not by a long shot.
Yes, Hilda? What can I get you?
Talk about an atmosphere.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's my fault. I should have kept well away.
You've definitely no need to worry. I'm moving in tonight.
If ever you get your shirts back.
I'll be naked to the waist then.
Yes, please.
Just good friends, You could have fooled me.
Hey, Betsy.
What?
What's going on?
Going on where?
Oh, you know very well what I mean. Mae West entertaining her bank manager in the back room. Well, she says he's a bank manager.
Does she?
Yeah, fancy man more like. Lizzie Farrington in Lion Street used to say her gentleman caller was the doctor. Actually, it was a butcher from Accrington.
Well, I wouldn't know. I mean, she doesn't tell me all the business.
Goodness knows what he sees in her, though. I mean, nice-looking chap like him.
Do you reckon?
Still, if he's only ever seen her in a war paint and his eyesight's not up to scratch, that could account for it. She'd be up a gum tree if he ever gets specs, though.
Who's the fellow with Bet, then, Hilda?
A bank manager, so she says. If you believe that, you believe anything.
Very nice, that. Very Moorish, thank you.
Exactly what we give the customers. Betty's a fantastic cook. Her hot pot's a byword round here.
A plain meat pie isn't bad.
Can I get you another drink?
No, thanks. I've got to go back and do some work.
Oh, don't you have minions to do that? I thought your job would be just to sit in your office signing nasty letters.
No, I do my share of that.
You hold people's lives in your hands, don't you?
I wouldn't go so far as to say that.
You do. You have the power to decide whether they make it or they don't.
Well, it's up to them. I'll make it easier if anything. I oil the wheels.
Are you going to help me?
It's a nice little pub, Bed. I could get very fond of it.
He says gently before putting the boot in.
And I'm sure you make a very good manager.
I want to be the landlady.
Well, why? I'd have thought the difference between a landlady and a manager was very marginal.
I'd like to have heard you telling Mrs. Walker that.
Mrs. Walker?
The previous landlady. She was here for donkey's years. Every inch a landlady and proud of it. I'd feel it was more my pub if I was the landlady. My heart would be in it more. I'd do better. Anyway, I don't think you're entitled to call yourself mine host if you're just the manager.
Ambition doesn't come cheap, Bet.
I realise it's going to cost me an arm and a leg.
Both arms and both legs.
Tell me the worst. I promise not to yell.
If we let you borrow, say, 12,000 for a period of 5 years, you'd have to pay it off at nearly 300 a month.
I am going to yell.
That's as well as your rent, rates, fuel bills, etc. It's a lot of money.
Oh, don't you start. Would you lend me the money?
I think you could manage the repayments, just.
I'd be paying nearly everything I had, coming in almost straight out again, wouldn't I? I'd have to boil dishcloths to eat. God knows where I'd put me back.
I can't see you in something plain and cheap.
No, neither can I. Gaudy and cheap, yeah. Can I ever think about it?
I wish you would.
Do you know something? I wouldn't mind being up to my ears in debt to you.
Be careful. They put us through charm school these days.
You have a long bell hour, you two, don't you?
We can afford it, Peter. You'll find the higher income bracket tend to have leisurely lunch hours, Mr. Duckworth. It's so we can recharge our batteries for the next financial coup.
Couldn't have put it better myself, Norman.
Oh, thank you, Terence.
Oh, by the by, did you go and see that Porsche this afternoon, did you?
Actually, no, it's a Jaguar.
A good show.
Thank you.
What are you going to do when you run out of knockers, eh?
Never heard of doorbells, Peter?
You know, you're even obnoxious in your pram, you.
Oh, by the by, there's another empty glass here. Do clear it away, will you?
You know where to stuff it, don't you?
Isn't Gail's baby lovely?
She's a little cracker.
Is, Tracy going to be your one and only?
Whatever do you mean, Emily?
I'd have had a small wager on you and Ken having another child.
Not another, a child.
Yes.
Well, the subject has cropped up from time to time, then it's just slunk quietly away again.
It's still time.
Yes, I suppose so.
I don't flipping believe it.
What's up?
Your husband's what's up. He promised me, he did, Emily, he promised me we'd have a good, clean fight. And this is his idea of a good, clean fight. It's a good, clean stab in the back, if you ask me.
What's he done?
Well, look for yourself. In the letter column. There's letters attacking me and my policies. The irrelevant member for Weatherfield North, one of them calls me. Me! Irrelevant!
Not easy for somebody your size, Alf.
It's not funny, Deirdre.
I'm sorry.
Look, I'm sorry to have to say this, Deirdre, but your husband cannot be trusted. His word means nothing. Right, well, you can tell him from me that if that's the way he wants it, that's the way he can have it. From now on, the gloves are off. If he wants a bare-knuckle fight, he's come to the right chap.
Oh, dear. There goes an angry man. Are Alf's allegations justified?
I can't honestly put my hand on my heart and say they weren't.
I didn't know that Ken had a ruthless streak.
Ruthless and sly, Emily.
How long will you be with me shirts, Mum?
Well, you want them doing properly, don't you? Might be last proper ironing they get for a long time.
I can't iron my own shirts, you know.
After a fashion. Right. They're done. Be careful, don't go creasing them.
I'll be, off.
It's not too late, you know, Brian. You could still get turn clock back.
You can't turn the clocks back, Mum.
Yes, you can. You can. You can say to yourself, I've done wrong. You could go and unpack them bags and you could go round and see Gail and make it up with her. And you'd have a wife again and Nicky and that baby'd have a proper father.
Nicky's got a proper father, me.
Part-time father.
That baby's got nothing to do with me.
You've got hard, Brian. You never used to be this hard.
What's happened's made me hard.
Well, you'll never be happy feeling like this, love. Not with that girl, not with anybody. You'll never be happy, Brian, until you start doing what's right again.
I'm doing what's right. I'm doing what's right for me and Liz. We're not hurting anybody living under the same roof. I don't want to hurt you, Mum. I don't want to hurt anybody. But you've just got to understand that Gail's over and done with. It's in the past. Please. Just please let me start afresh and stop preaching to me about what's right and wrong. I do know which is which, you know, I really do. You know where I am. I'll see you, Mum.
Sorry I'm late, love.
That's all right. Not been in long myself.
Right, can I do anything?
No, it's nearly ready. I'm just waiting for the spuds.
Oh, mashed?
Yeah, if you like.
Yes, please.
You are not an officer, are you, Ken Barlow? And you are certainly not a gentleman.
What?
I haven't written a line, he said. Not about council, not about Alf, not about politics. What's that then? Scotch mist?
Letters to the editor, which I didn't write.
You do write to yourself sometimes.
I didn't write any of those.
Anyway, they're all about council, politics and Alf. And especially Alf. And he's raving mad. And I don't blame him.
Well, it just so happens that all the letters that came in this week were on those topics.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Honestly.
I think you've forgotten the meaning of that word, mate.
I didn't lie to you this morning. I told you the truth.
Yeah, but you were very economical with it, weren't you?
I didn't lie. And I've got to fill my letters page, haven't I? It's just too bad they don't happen to suit out.
Yeah, but they suit you.
Luck of the draw.
Oh, I think you're enjoying all this ducking and diving, all this sharp practice.
I refute that. I call it being politically astute, and yes, I am enjoying it.
I don't know whether I like you in this mood or not. I don't think I should.
Well, we'll go into that when I've had my mashed potatoes.
Is that a politician's promise?
No, that's a husband's.
I'm not going to let him get away with it.
No, Alf.
He's abusing his position. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry if this is boring for you. I'm very sorry indeed if your husband being pilloried and humiliated in public is of no interest to you.
Alf, I agree with everything you say about Ken Barlow. What he's doing is diabolical. But you must have said it at least 100 times since this afternoon, and frankly, my love, I'm tired of hearing about it. Come on, I've come out for a quiet drink. What I'd like to do is see you do something about it, not just sit there whining on.
I'm not whining.
Yes, you are. You're whining.
Look, you see what he's done? He's got us at one another's throats now. He's the devil incarnate, Ken Barlow. And I thought he was my pal. Who do you trust these days, eh? Who?
Yes, Alf. Oh, Ivy! Over here.
Oh, hello.
Are you having a drink?
No, I've just come for a bottle to check out.
You're having a drink. Get her a large gin, Alf.
Oh, yeah.
No, really.
Oh, sit down, Alf. Go on. Actually, I'm desperate to talk to someone instead of listening to Alf going on about Ken Barlow. You all right, love?
Yes, thank you.
Listen, I'm sorry if I were a bit, well, sarky, you know, about Brian and his friend. I mean, it's just like all fellas, isn't it? He wants a woman on tap, despite the fact they don't reckon to rate us very highly. I bet that's all it is, isn't it, this relationship? Ivy?
He's gone to live with her.
But you said there was just good
Yes, well, I didn't think you would, did I? But you went tonight.
There you are. One large gin and tonic. That'll put the sparkle back in your eyes, eh? What's up?
Brian's gone to live with that woman.
He's never.
I've lost my husband. I've lost my son. My daughter-in-law. And my grandchildren. And I don't think I can take much more.
Well, I glued my brightest smile on, thinking we had a few punters. Obviously, it were a waste of time.
Well, I appreciated it, Pet.
You're a little belter, what are you?
Ooh, do that again. I think I felt the blood starting to flow.
Well, Bitter Bill's keeping us going as usual. I mean, what more do you want? I'm coming, Bill. Come on.
You know, that bloke comes in drunk. He has 5 pints, walks out sober.
Well, I wish I had his metabolism. I didn't know you were that friendly with your bank manager.
Oh, he's a love.
But is he generous? Because he's a freak as well, if he is.
Well, it's not his money, is it?
So he wouldn't lend you the loot to buy the tenancy, is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah, he'd lend it me, but the cost would be crippling.
You should have come to me, shouldn't you?
You?
Alec Gilroy. I'll have another wee dram and whatever you fancy.
Thank you.
Morning!
Morning.
Greeting the day with a song in your heart, are you?
Not exactly, no.
That's the only way in the depressed, deprived north.
I'm thinking of joining the Swallows next winter and migrating.
Looking for these?
Oh, thanks, Flo. I could have sworn I picked them up off the sideboard. You know, I think I must be going gaga.
Well, I hadn't noticed. Kissing me in public now, whatever next. You'll have every curtain in Weatherfield twitching.
That was for last night.
My pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.
You saw the letters in the recorder, I suppose, did you? Well, you must have done.
Oh, sorry, I don't read the recorder. I don't read local papers. There's too many funerals in them, especially this time of the year.
Paper? Local rag, more likely. Ken Barlow's personal weekly liar. Anyway, his message match for me, I'll tell you. I'll teach you to bandy words with the like of me. You ought to see the letter I've written to him. The editor. It's a corker. It's short, sharp, and a bit witty, you know.
Oh, good.
You saw what they put about me in one of the letters, did you, in the Weatherfield recorder? And the irrelevant member for Weatherfield North. Me. Irrelevant. Me.
Really?
Mind, he thinks he's got the monopoly of the English language. He always did do. He's just a half-educated, clever dick. That's your Ken Barlow.
Excuse me, Alf.
Between you and me, though, he's a non-starter when it comes to politics. I mean, he's got no chance. No chance against me in this election. No chance. Hey, I'll show you that letter. Hang on.
You've got one very upset husband there.
Slating after Ken Barlow again, isn't it?
And how? What are these letters in the recorder he's on about?
Oh, well, Ken's published a lot of letters, all of them criticising the independence on the council, especially Alf.
Dirty tricks department, eh? I thought Ken Barlow was too much of a gent for all that kind of thing.
Oh, underneath that clean shirt and them shiny shoes there's a snake, believe me. Right, that's £5 exactly. Sorry I can't make it any more.
Well, that's fine, thank you.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, bye-bye.
Letter is this. Even if I do say so myself.
Bye-bye, Alf.
It is, it is.
So you keep saying...
Hey, listen to this bit. Far from being irrelevant, my record of public service is second to none. No one can accuse me of not pulling my weight. I have played a prominent part in the life of this town for the past 20 years.
Do you think you should harp on about pulling your weight and being prominent?
Why not?
No, nothing. Here, listen, lovey, I've been thinking...
No, just listen to this, love. For instance, who was largely responsible for the beautiful Rest a While area in the shopping precinct? What, love?
Well, I'm going to see Gail. I think she should know that Brian's living with this woman. I do realise.
Yeah, right. Hey, do you think you ought to mention the fountain, the grotto there as well, Audrey? Audrey, do you think you ought to mention the grotto?
Hey, anything moving then?
Town hall clock, Concord, I shouldn't wonder. Price of petrol.
You know very well what I'm talking about. May West in there reckoning to become the landlady instead of the manageress. Some people don't half have a big opinion of themselves. Although, mind you, I think that's been my trouble, selling myself short.
She hasn't told you, has she? She can't raise the lolly, so she's thought of this idea.
What idea?
Turning the pub into what they call a workers' cooperative. You see, we all buy shares and it's ours. We all become landladies, or in my case, landlord.
How much are these shares going to cost?
Oh, between four of us. A few thou apiece.
A few £1,000. Well, where am I going to get that sort of money from?
Well, you can sell your house or remortgage it. Then, you see, Hilda, we'll all be bosses, not just wage slaves. It's all the rage in Russia, China, places like that.
You mean I'll be a communist as well?
Yes, I suppose you will. We all will.
Oh, I'm going to have this out with her. If she thinks I'm turning myself into a Russian just to suit her, she's got another thing coming.
I just don't know what to do, Betty.
I'll bet you don't, lovey. Ooh, it's a lot of money.
Do you know how many times you must have said that? It's a lot of money. I know, 15,000 quid's a lot of money.
I'd like a word.
So long as it's a short un.
If you're expecting me to become a communist, you got no chance.
You are?
My granddad was a communist. We used to call our house Little Moscow when he lived with us. He used to go around telling everybody he was going to shoot the king and Lord Derby. It was very embarrassing, especially on Empire Day and Rudyard Kipling's birthday. So you can count me out, and that's fine, love.
She gone loopy?
Jack will have been spinning her yarn. I can't afford to borrow that money from bank, Betty. I can't afford it.
Well, that's that then.
Well, I have had another offer to lend me that brass.
Who from?
Alec Gilroy.
He's offered to lend you 15,000 quid.
12,000, Betty. I've got 3,000 of my own, remember?
You're not going to take it, are you, from him?
Well, I don't think he can be that well off, do you? It's probably just acting big, you know, like he does.
Yeah, one big act if you ask me.
Still?
What?
Nothing.
Into Dinky.
You shouldn't keep buying them things, ma'am. You turn up with something new practically every time you come.
Well, I love buying things for my grandchildren. I like to see them look smart. Only, listen, don't let on to Alf where you got them. Not just now, he's just a bit prickly.
I can imagine. I read the recorder.
Hello? Hello? Wouldn't it be easier to use them disposable nappies?
Definitely. But I can't afford them.
I'll buy you some.
I can manage perfectly well with these, ma'am.
He's gone to live with her, you know.
Who has?
Brian's gone to live with, what's her name, Liz.
Are you certain?
Ivy told me.
Well, well.
Is that all you're going to say?
What else can I say, ma'am?
Well, I know what you've got every
Ma'am.
right to say. Oh, come on, girl. You should tell him. He's got another child to pay to, not flashing his money about on his fancy woman.
No, ma'am.
Oh, I don't understand you, girl. Scrimping and saving, washing nappies while he's flying his kite.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean it. No. I can manage.
Well, you can't manage, girl. Anyway, why should you just have to...
I can. I've got to.
All right.
Is that all, Ivy?
Yes, thank you.
You and Brian not on dinners this week, then?
Oh, suppers. Bye.
Oh, I hope she's happier at her work.
Not really.
Oh, what's the matter with her?
Well, it's only factory gossip, you understand.
But you're going to tell me anyway.
Apparently, Brian's moved out and in with his new lady friend.
Oh, dear. Poor Ivy. She'll not be so chuffed about that, then.
No.
Right, Deirdre, are you all right by yourself till Alder gets back?
Have any choice?
Well, no, not seeing it's your husband I'm going to see. I've written him a letter, you know.
Have you?
Yes, he has.
Replying to all them scurrilous remarks in his paper. It's putting the record straight. I'd let you read it, but I don't have time. Anyway, you can read it yourself, can't you, in the recorder?
I look forward to it.
It's brilliant.
It was rather naughty of Ken not to mention unfair, printing all those one-sided letters. Still, if he allows Alf the right of reply...
If he does.
He must do, surely.
I wouldn't put your shirt on it, Emily.
He really is being very sly, isn't he?
Politically astute, he calls it.
I get the distinct impression that you approve.
Well, I've always had a soft spot for cads, Emily.
Another day, another dollar, eh, Alec?
Is there any other way to live?
Well, you could always devote yourself to public service, join the Sally Army.
I've bought a few war cries in my time. What more do you want?
You're a hard man, Alec.
Hard life, Bet.
What do you put that down to? An unhappy childhood?
Not really, no. No, my mother saw I got me orange juice. My dad bought me every single number of Meccano set. No, I think the bitterness and cynicism crept in when I realised I didn't look like George Sanders.
That must have come as a nasty shock.
Ooh, it did. Especially when a girl told me I had more in common with Edward G. Robinson.
You know, Alec, it's hard to tell when you're kidding and when you're telling the truth.
I wouldn't want it any other way, Bet. I mean, look what happens when I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Now, Alec. Look, you're having a drink. Look, I don't want to drink. You're having one. Get yourself sat down.
Hey,
Come.
Flower, seeing you coming through that door, it's like a burst of sunshine, you know.
So lagers, please.
Certainly, my Flower.
I miss you know, when you don't come in. It's a long time to be separated from the woman you adore the whole day.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, that'll be 120. Oi! I want 120, please.
Look, if you do me as much as what you say you do, she'll be happy to pay for them, Flower.
Hey, Alan. Thanks, Vera.
Cheers.
Cheers, love.
Look, I know you think like it.
You might think you do, Vera, but you don't really. I feel as if I've lost everything. My husband, my son, my grandchildren, and my good name.
Well, what's your good name? Got to do with what your Brian's getting up to. I mean, it's not you that's living over at Brush.
But I'm his mother, Vera. He's bound to rub off on me, ain't it? I could hear it everywhere I went this morning. In fact, they're all talking about me. I could smell it. Have you heard latest about Ivy Tilsley's lad? I used to think I had the respect. Now they just gossip about me.
Well, that don't break no bones, as I should know him too well.
Do you know, I even think that Audrey Roberts blames me for what's happened. You can see it in her eyes. Wonder how my daughter got mixed up with that lot.
She can talk. Look, if there's any bad blood in this, it's all on her side. All right, my love.
Never better. No, I tell a lie. Actually, I once drank half a bottle of scotch in a poolside jacuzzi, watching two gorgeous blondes doing aerobics. That had a very high happy content, as I recall.
There you go again, telling me fairy tales.
No, it's true. I can take you to the hotel in Marbella.
Alec,
Yes.
you were having me on when you offered to lend me the brass to buy the tenancy of this place, weren't you?
No.
12,000 quid, plus my 3,000, as Betty keeps reminding me. It is a lot of money.
Relatively a lot of money, Bet. I mean, relative to being stony broke, it's a fortune. Relative to having a few bob, it's peanuts. I mean, ask anybody in the city.
It's peanuts to you?
Ah, no, I didn't say that. Let's say it's coconuts, eh? You don't believe me, do you? I could let you have it today if you like.
Still money coming in for little David's operation.
Amazing, isn't it? I mean, here we are, marooned in a wasteland of greed, violence and bad manners. Yet ask people to stump up to help a complete stranger, and you get buried under an avalanche of lollipop money and widow's mites.
There's hope for the human race yet. Apart from aspiring politicians, that is.
Sarcasm goes straight out of the head of aspiring politician.
I know, I can see where it's ruffled your hair.
Come in!
Ken?
Alf? Oh, do you know Janet, my right-hand person?
Oh, yes, we met at the bingo draw.
Yes, so we did. Nice to see you again.
Well, what can we do for you?
I've not come to have a row.
Row? What is there to row about?
I think you know well enough. That letter, when you said we were going to have a fair fight.
Those are the only letters they got that week, Alf, really. And it was either print them or scrub the letters column, which is very popular.
Yeah, well, like I say, I've not come here to argue the toss. I've written a letter now, replying to those allegations.
Great.
There it is.
Thank you.
Well, you're not going to read it?
I'm sorry, I'm busy at the moment.
Oh. Well, you will publish it, will you?
Well, I can't say that till I've read it.
Oh. Right, then I'll get off and let you deal with whatever's so busy for you.
Right.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Cheerio.
Bye. Busy? You've not been busy all morning. You're toying with him.
Me? I wouldn't know how to start toying. Gosh, that's time. Time for lunch. I'll see you later.
You know you're over your ration.
Eh?
You only ever have 2 whiskies at dinner time. This is your 3rd.
I can take it, Bet.
I know you can.
And I can afford it, too.
Have you told him to go and jump in the lake?
No.
Well, you can't take that money from him. There'll be that many strings, lovey. You'll be like a fish in a fishing net.
If I don't take the money, I can't have the tenancy.
At least you won't be able to look like Alec Gilroy now, will you?
Tyler.
Alec,
Eh?
thanks. But no thanks. For the offer of that loan, it was very generous of you.
Thought you wanted to be landlady here very badly.
Oh, I do.
Well, I'm giving you the chance.
I know. But you see, being in debt for 5 figures, well, it frightens me. It's football pool money to me.
I didn't think anything frightened you, Bet.
A lot of things do, Alec. A lot of things. Thanks again.
What? Is Alec Gilroy joining your workers' corporation, then? It'll be the first work he's ever done if he does.
Jack was pulling your leg, Hilda.
Was he? Oh, just wait till I see him. So, what is going on again, then? About her being the tenant here, like Annie Walker was? Because that's what she's really after, isn't it? Oh, she's always wanted to be another Annie Walker. But she never will be. She hasn't got the breeding. I mean, she's not a Beaumont of Clitheroe. She's just a Lynch from back Paradise Street. Family were tinkers, you know.
That's your opinion, is it?
Definitely.
Well, there's not much you don't have an opinion about, is there, Hilda? I mean, you're famous for it. Give us a shout, love, if you want another drink.
I think she's lucky to be the manageress, never mind the landlady.
Yeah, you're lucky to be cleaner and all. Right. You told him?
Yep.
What did you tell him?
I told him he could keep his breath.
It's for the best, love.
I wanted that tenancy, Betty. I know it's not a lot different than what I've got now, but I wanted it.
You'll have to save up a bit harder, love.
Oh, aye, and price will keep going up and all, won't it? God knows, it's not much of an ambition to want to be a pub landlady. But it's best I could hope to do, you see. It'd sort of round me off, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I do, lovey.
Anyway, I just have to tell the brewery I've changed my mind. A girl's entitled to do that, isn't she? There's no loss.
What time does Ken usually finish?
It depends. If he's not busy, about 5. If he is, could get to 7 or 8 o'clock.
Yeah, he said he was busy this morning.
Did he?
Still, you didn't think he was too busy to make a telephone call, would you?
Who to?
To me, to see if he's accepted my letter.
Oh, yes, I see. Unless he's out of the office.
Oh, yeah. Never thought of that. If he doesn't ring soon, though, I'm going to ring him.
Ring him now.
No, I'll give him a couple of minutes. And let... Hey. No, he wouldn't have the nerve not to publish.
Alf, love.
What?
How many times does someone have to kick you before you realise they're your enemy?
Look, you've got to think the best of folk, love. Otherwise we'll be at each other's throats the whole time.
Think the best of some folk. They think you're soft. Yes, Vera.
You're not helping her, you know.
Pardon?
Ivy, you're not helping her in her trouble.
What am I supposed to have done?
Blaming her for everything.
I've done no such thing.
It's not her fault, you know, that Brian's gone off. No, it's that daughter of yours, if it's anybody's.
How'd you make that out, Vera?
Well, look, if she could have kept her husband at home, none of this would have happened, would it? And Ivy won't be miserable. So listen, instead of blaming her, you take a good hard look at yourself. Yes, you are girl's mother, aren't you? And a lot of folk would say that's where it all started to go wrong. How much do we owe you?
£3.98, please.
There's £3 there. I'm not short of 2p.
Wow! Did you hear
Easy,
that?
love, easy.
Listen, I can't believe what I just did. I can't really. I mean, I'm being pilloried now, me. And I'm looking after his kid. Well, it should be told, Alf. Gail doesn't know what she's asking of me. She doesn't, honestly. I'm going home.
Hey, look, don't get upset, love. Oh, dear. What's the recorder number, love?
22441.
22415.
Hello.
Hello, Ken.
Oh, hello. Oh, my wife's still here, is she?
Yeah, Deirdre.
Ah, hi, you coming home?
Yeah, I think I've just finished. Have I, Alf?
Yes.
Right, I'll get me coat.
Oh, by the way, I liked your letter. Very good.
Well, are you going to publish it then? course. Oh.
Right. See you tomorrow, Al.
Yeah. Cheerio, Ken.
Bye, Al.
So did I hear you say you're definitely going to print his letter?
You did?
Oh, thank goodness for that. He's been on about it all day long. You will print it, won't you?
All things being equal.
What does that mean?
It means, all things being equal.
Do you know, even your eyes are beginning to get a crafty squint to them.
And yours are like dew on a rose petal.
Oh, God, not again.
No, I've just changed my mind. Well, it's a lot of hassle, isn't it? A lot of trouble, you know, not a lot to show for it. Yes, I know I said that. But you see, I've slept on it since. I've had second thoughts. No, I wouldn't say that. I'm usually a very positive person. I know my own mind. I wouldn't say that my record as a manager was all that bad. I had a good Christmas. Yes, I'm sure. I definitely don't want to pursue taking the tenancy. Thank you. Bye.
So what did they say?
He had a lot to say.
Who's he?
George Newton.
Oh, him.
I think I've gone and blown it, Betty.
How do you mean, blown it?
He wasn't that thrilled at all with me changing my mind.
But I mean, you've done no harm.
He dropped broad hints about not liking people blowing hot and cold. He likes his staff to be more positive, decisive, dynamic.
Uses a lot of fancy words and all, doesn't he?
And he reckons that my lack of decisiveness could account for my wobbly sales figures.
But we did very well at Christmas.
I said that.
Oh, love, it'll all blow over. You wait and see. He'll have something else to fuss about tomorrow. Look, you'll still be manageress this time next year. You see if you aren't.
I won't, you know, Betty.
How do you mean you won't?
He reckons they're going back to a tenancy here, whether I take it or not.
Oh, hey.
So you see, I've got to get that money to buy the tenancy, Betty. I've got to.
But love it, you've given the bank back word.
I know, and Alec Gilroy. But if I don't get that money, I think I might just be fired.
Oh, surely not.
I can feel it in my guts, I will. He's got it in for me, George Newton.
Rover's returned. Who wants to speak to her? Mr. Who, lovey?
You don't think that perhaps you're in danger of getting this entire thing out of proportion, Bet? I mean, surely it could never come to that.
Well, of course it could, and quite easily. I mean, if thanks to me they've got it firmly fixed in their heads that what they want in here is a tenant and not a manager, well, that's how it has to be. And if I can't get the money to buy it, well, that's me out, simple as that.
Hello, telephone.
MGM again, is it? Still trying to talk me into accepting the lead in this lavish new Lancashire musical at the Mountain?
No, Mr. Hugh Ridley of Newton and Ridley.
Well, he's a new one.
Yeah, he sounds it, in fact, straight out of the packet. Bit snooty, you know.
What do you want, did he say?
Just you, lovey. That was always prepared to admit to.
I see.
There you are, my love.
Oh, thanks.
Right, anything else I can get for you?
Well, a knife and fork, perhaps.
Oh, sorry, Emily. Honestly, there's that much going on here this morning. I don't know if I'm coming or going. You know, my head's buzzing.
Oh, thanks.
Dado, enjoy it.
I will.
Get into her, is it? Not that anybody should be surprised at that.
Who?
Well, Bat Lynch, of course. Oh, it can be a very risky business, that, you know. Getting ideas above your station and then getting cold feet. The money, is it? Or lack of it that's proving the fly in the ointment.
It's none of your flaming business, Hilda.
Oh, excuse me, but it is my business, what goes on at manager level round here. I mean, as a valued member of the staff of this establishment, I need to safeguard my future prospects.
Got in writing, have you, that you're a valued member of the staff round here?
Not that I can see my job here being under any kind of threat. I mean, whoever ends up as gaffer. They're not all that common, good cleaners these days.
Oh, I don't know, Hilda. Those that I know are.
That's it, love.
What?
He's coming round to see me.
About what?
He wasn't prepared to go into it over the phone.
Oh, who the heck is he, any road, this bloke?
Well, family, obviously, if the name's out to go by. And from the young and thrusting manner. Not to mention the fact that his voice hasn't even broke yet. Somebody who's out to make a name for himself, I shouldn't wonder, at my expense. Worrying, though, innit?
Well, not necessarily, lovely.
Do you not think so?
No, he's just coming out to sort things out, you know, after all the upset,
Hey,
love.
Betty, love. What would I give to have your happy and optimistic view of life? But being what you might call older than you and a bit more worldly wise, it's not my impression he's coming round here to cheer me up.
What's your impression, then?
Well, he sounded more like one of them bristly new brooms that they talk about. Just looking for a bit of tatty old carpet to beat the hell out of. I've got this nasty feeling it's me that's going to get the good hiding. Yes, love?
So, nice one, eh?
What?
This week's issue.
They all are, aren't they?
No, Janet, it won't go quite that far. But just now and again, though, we do come out with one that seems to show it's still possible to maintain certain journalistic standards, even if we're not ever going to pull in a Pulitzer Prize.
Very overrated, I've always thought. Pulitzer Prizes.
Oh, you reckon, dear?
Yes, well, for a start, think of the extra dustbin.
And for that, you get another cup of coffee.
Hey, I thought I was supposed to be a can lad round here.
Black without sugar, right? Not, of course, that I expect Councillor Roberts is going to be boiling over with enthusiasm about the current issue.
You've let him have his say. Can't ask for more than that.
Well, that will be true if what we were dealing with was a normal mortal, but we're not, are we? What we're dealing with here is a politician.
Don't knock 'em. You'll be joining 'em soon, won't you?
I don't know about that, Janet.
Hey, you're not giving up already, are you?
No, of course not. At the same time, though, I'm enough of a realist to realise it's going to take more than a knocking piece in the recorder to unseat someone as well set as Alfred.
You can do it. You know what they say, comes the hour.
You know something, Janet? Every time you open your mouth today, you put yourself in line for another rise.
Oh, goody. When?
Yes, in fact, it's a pity, really, but if I were to give you a rise, it'd almost certainly be misconstrued.
Misconstrued?
Yeah, a clear case of bribery and corruption.
Well, there is that, I suppose. Still, sir, as they say in the best of circles, I won't tell the papers if you won't.
I don't know how shameless you are.
Cheers.
Okay, love. Yeah, love. Thanks, Hey.
Miss Lynch, is it?
No.
Ah, hello, Miss Lynch.
Mr. Ridley, I presume.
That's right.
Can I offer you a drink?
It's a bit early in the day, actually. Is there somewhere we can talk?
Yes, come on through.
Thank you.
That's him, is it?
Looks like it.
Should be better off offering him a glass of milk.
Yeah, in a mucky glass.
Are you sure I can't offer you a drop of anything? It's all good stuff, you know. I can certainly recommend it.
No, thank you.
A cup of tea, perhaps?
Nothing, honestly. I've just had lunch.
Right, well, in that case, take a pew.
Right, thank you.
Take the weight off your feet.
Right.
Talking about grandchildren.
I didn't know we were.
Well, we weren't, but we are now. When did you last see yours?
Yeah, well, she certainly don't seem to have been around much lately, does she, Gail? I'm beginning to wonder if she's avoiding me.
Well, why would she do that?
Well, I don't know, do I?
Well, if it's upsetting you as much as you reckon it is, well, why don't you do something about it?
Like what?
Well, you know what they say in Caspar, don't you? If man won't come to Mohammed, you know where she lives, don't you?
We haven't got time here, eh?
You've heard of motor cars, haven't you?
I haven't got a motor car.
No, but I have. So anyway, anytime you want to lift round there, we'll just say the word.
Do you mean it?
Of course I mean it. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't mean it. So I'm telling you now, anytime you want to lift round there, just say the word. In fact, you say it now if you like.
Now?
Well, why not?
All right. Right, okay.
You see, what I can't understand, Mr. Ridley, is why, if I say that I've just changed my mind, things can't stop, well, exactly as they are now.
The decision to go over to tenancies for the houses in this area was a policy decision of the board, Miss Lynch.
I see. So it wasn't me who put the idea into the headline.
Well, a case of perhaps of great minds thinking alike.
And what if I now say that I no longer want the tenancy?
Well, that would be a blow, of course it would. At the same time, we have had at least one other application for it.
You are?
Oh, yes.
You mean you've actually gone ahead and advertised this place without so much as even telling me?
No advertising was necessary, believe me, Miss Lynch. There are waiting lists. And when word got around, as of course it does, very quickly, that you might not be interested in taking up the tenancy yourself, well, naturally...
Oh, well, that's nice. That's very nice, is that? Knowing that before you've even been kicked out, there's somebody ready, willing and able to jump into your coffin.
Look, now, hold on, Miss Lynch. Nobody's talking about kicking anybody out.
Well, that's certainly what it sounded like to me.
Yes, well, what I mean is, well, it was your idea, you know, converting to tenancy, and you did put up a very good case for it, which the board accepted.
Yes, but that was before I found out I couldn't manage, love. Well, at least, not without putting my body and soul into hock to the bank for the next 500 years.
Well, I'm sorry about that, but as I've already pointed out, it was a policy decision, I'm afraid.
I see. So that's it, is it? Take it or leave it. If you don't like it, you know what door is.
I'm sure nobody was thinking in quite those terms.
Oh, good Lord, no, Mr. Ridley. Heaven forbid anyone should suggest anything quite so crass. But in plain Anglo-Saxon terms, that's just about what the bottom line is, isn't it?
Look, before we make any final decisions about anything, why don't you have another look at your own situation, eh?
I've already looked at my own situation until I'm practically pop-eyed. It's not as though I've changed my mind about wanting the tenancy, far from it. Only there's one little problem, Sunshine. I can't flaming well afford it.
Right, I see.
So?
Well, as I say, I'm sure the very last thing we would want to do would be to have to replace you.
But if you find that you have to, then you'll just have to get on with it and bite the bullet, eh, chaps? Correct? Well, thanks a bunch, fellas. Thanks a bunch.
I should think so too, young madam. Oh, no.
Well, I can hear somebody coming. She must be
might
in.
not want to.
Of course she'll be. Ah, surprise!
Oh, hi. Come in.
Oh. We've only caught for a minute, love, you know, just to see how everything was. Oh, not picked a bad time, have we?
Of course not. As long as you can keep your eyes shut.
I'll take the notice of us, girl, love. No way, whose house been a mucko? Well, we've all been through it, haven't we, Ivy?
And if you could just keep your voice down a bit, please, Vera. Only I've just got her off to sleep.
Oh.
At last.
Sorry.
Cup of tea?
No, well, I think we can always find room for one of them, kid, can't we?
Oh, we don't want to put you in any trouble, love. Not if you're up to your eyes
No
in
trouble,
it.
Ivy. I've just got the kettle on, as a matter of fact. Sit down. I won't be a minute.
Thanks, love.
Sit down. Oh, a little doll, though, ain't she, eh?
Oh, she said keep your voice down.
I am keeping it down.
Well, keep it down. Right, how is everything then, love?
Fine. Except I seem to be meeting myself coming back.
Shame, though, ain't it, eh?
Oh, I'm not grumbling, Vera.
Oh, I know, you're not, love, and all credit to you is that, though thousands would in your position.
How do you mean, Vera? In my position?
Well, I think you know what I mean, Gail.
I think I know what you mean. I'm just not sure I like what you mean, that's all.
Oh, take no notice of me, love. No, I'm just sympathising, that's all. I mean, no matter how many laws they pass or how many books they write, it's still woman that gets mucky end at stick, you know, as I should know.
Only it's not so much I'm looking for, ain't that, Vera? Sympathy.
No. It's getting dead touchy, isn't she? She never used to be.
Are you surprised?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not surprised.
And that's not what I mean, Vera.
Well, what do you mean, then?
Oh, never mind.
Look, I want to know what I've done. I mean, is it something I've said or what?
I say you don't know. I know you don't know what you said, Vera. I mean, that's the trouble, isn't it?
Well, pardon me for breathing, I'm
We
sure.
all try to, Vera, but it's not always very easy, is it?
Now, look. Oh, don't look at me. I never spoke.
Oh, I saw your letter on the recorder, by the way. Reggie showed it to me.
Oh, it was in there, was it?
Yeah, it's good. Short and to the point, you know.
Short?
Well, yeah, none the worse for that. As long as it says what you want it to say.
But surely they can't just put you out, just like that.
They can, you know, and they will. If I can't raise the money for that tenancy myself.
Then you'll just have to sue them, won't you?
Sue them?
For wrongful dismissal, of course.
Only I wouldn't have a leg to stand on, would I, love?
Well, of course you would.
I wouldn't. Because they won't be sacking me as such, you see.
You won't?
No. They just won't be offering me a new contract when my present one comes to an end in about 4 weeks' time.
I see.
Still, keep smiling, eh? As the boy said on the burning day. Till his underpants caught fire. Play it again, Sam.
That swine!
Now it's in, enter.
It's in all right, what's left of it.
How do you mean?
Here, read it for yourself. It won't take you long, I'll tell you that much.
Well, what's happened to the rest of what you wrote?
Well, obviously it's on the spike, isn't it? Or whatever they do with stuff they're not going to print these days.
Well, he can't just do that with people's letters.
Oh, dear love, he's already done it. Let's face it, there's not a thing you, me, or anybody else can do about it.
Right, I'm away, lover.
Right, love.
Do you know, honestly, lovey, I don't know what to say to you.
Well, there's not a lot you can say, as the better. But don't you worry about me, because I'll survive.
But I'm very worried about you, very worried.
Well, then don't be, because I will survive. A bit bruised, a bit battered at 'em, with the odd tooth missing, but still in there swinging, okay?
What are you up to now?
You'll see.
Look, you're not going to do anything daft, are you?
Betty, love, you're looking at somebody who spent best part of her life doing just that. It's a bit late in the day for me to change now.
Do you know, the more I hear of this, the more I just know I'm not going to like it.
Say goodbye, Betty.
Bye-bye, love.
Hello?
Alec? Yeah? Guess who?
He is in, is he, your boss?
He is now. Something I can do for you, well?
I reckon you've already done it, haven't you? Right between the shoulder blades.
Oh, come on now.
No, you come on, how dare you? How dare you print my name under a letter that you're practically flaming disemboweled?
Do reserve the right to edit letters out.
Rubbish!
Now look.
No, you look. Look, your rotten paper had a go at me for reasons it's not all that difficult to work out why. I think the least you could do is give me the right to reply.
Which we did, for heaven's sake.
Oh, yes, and then chopped it right down the middle, which in my book is worse than not publishing.
Look, Alf, your letter was too long for the space we had available. Miles too long.
You did say too long, did you? Not too strong.
Oh, come on, don't let's get stupid about this.
Yeah, well, I am stupid, aren't I? I mean, you know me, Ken. I'm the thickie that keeps the corner shop. I'm no match for your mighty mind. Or mouth. Right, well, if that's the way you want it, that's the way you can have it.
Now, look, Alf, your letter was edited for one reason and one reason only. We didn't have enough space on the page.
I don't believe that.
Well, that's your privilege, I suppose.
It was my privilege to make a reply, but you made damn sure I didn't get it.
Now, that's rubbish, and you know it.
The only rubbish round here is this rubbishy newspaper of yours that sees fit to make free with people's names and then gives them no right to reply. Well, if that's the way you want it, that's the way you can have it, because believe you me, two can play that game.
Well, what's that supposed to mean, then?
You'll see what it means before very long. What do you newspaper men say? Watch this space.
Yeah, well, I did tell you, Janet, if you please.
Well, seems like you're in a bit of a bind then, love.
Well, I suppose you could say that, yeah. Considering by this time next month I could find myself without a roof over my head.
So, how can I help?
That 12,000 quid.
That would be the 12,000 I offered and you threw back in my face, would it?
Right, that's the one. Is it still on offer?
You do realise, of course, that I will want some sort of return on it. I mean, all right, it was offered originally purely out of friendship, of course, but nevertheless, business is still business.
Well, what sort of return did you have in mind? Not the arm and the leg that the bank had in mind, I hope.
Oh, good Lord, no. Shall we say 10% payable over a period to be agreed?
Oh, I think I could live with that.
Right. You're on, then.
Oh, thanks, Alec. You're a little belter, honestly.
Well, what are friends for if it's not for times like these? Oh, just one other thing while we're still at it.
Oh, yeah.
I see no reason, do you, why anyone should know the details of our little arrangement, least of all Newton and Ridley.
Well, if that's the way you want it.
It is, love. There's one thing I can't stand, it's the world and his girlfriend knowing my business. So, here's to it then.
Cheers, and thanks again, kid.
Like I say, what are friends for?
Thanks very much, love. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. All right, Alf, let's have it.
I beg your pardon?
Come on, you know what I'm on about. I mean, if you want to ignore me, feel free. You are the boss. But for God's sake, at least let me know what it's about.
Do you mean to say he's not mentioned it to you?
Who?
That flaming husband of yours. Presumably you do read his so-called newspaper.
Yes, so?
Yeah, well, presumably you've seen my letter then. Although on second thoughts, maybe not, seeing it was cut so short.
Alf, all the letters that get sent to the recorder finish up getting edited.
Ah.
Even I know that.
Especially when they don't happen to agree with what the editor thinks, right?
Well, of course not.
Well, why then?
Oh, from what I can gather, usually because they're so flaming long-winded.
Oh, so that's what he told you, is it?
Alf, for the 999th time, Ken has not even so much as discussed your letter with me.
Well, I believe you, thousands wouldn't.
Excuse me?
Will you just see to that, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, love.
Thanks, love. Are you going out of your mind, or what?
Better to be out of my mind, Betty, don't you think, than out of my ear?
You told me only last week they'd have nothing to do with his money.
Surely you must have heard of the expression, needs must. Besides, I would have thought you of all people would be glad.
Glad?
Yes, glad. It's not just my job that's at stake, you know. I mean, when new people come into a place, they have this nasty habit of clearing out all the existing staff. Or haven't you thought of that? Yes, Hilda. In some sort of personal distress, are you?
Just in need of another latte, that's all.
Really? And there was me thinking you were sending out some sort of SOS call. You can manage with the glass you've got, can you?
Looks like I'm going to have to, doesn't it?
Think of all the washing up you'll save us.
Everything all right then, is it?
What, Hilda? Never felt better. In fact, I woke up this morning, the birds were singing. Well, they were coughing better any road, and I thought to myself, hey, isn't it great just to be alive?
Oh, yeah.
Now, will there be anything else? Ear trumpet, secret microphone, unexpurgated copy of what me and Betty have just been talking about that you found so damned interesting?
Listen, whether my job's on the line or not, I still think you're out of your mind.
Betty, you're worrying about nothing, honestly.
Nothing? 12,000 quid?
Evening, ladies.
Alec.
I've got something for you.
Oh, you've been writing me little notes again, have you?
12,000 of them, actually.
Well, now them are the little sort of notes I like getting. Can I...
Well, somewhere a bit more private, I think, eh?
Right, come on through, will you, Alec?
Right.
Now then, what's going on?
Oh, how do I know?
How do you know what's going on? You usually do.
No, but I'll tell you this for nothing. If it's out involving that Alec Gilroy, I just hope Bet Lynch is using a very long spoon, that's all.
A meeting?
That's right.
Well, a meeting who with?
My solicitor.
What about?
Well, our little deal, of course.
Oh, well, I thought you wanted that kept strictly private between the two of us.
Well, yes, of course I do, love. But, I mean, it's hardly the sort of thing I can keep from my own solicitor. I mean, look, it's no big deal. It's just that I can't go chucking that sort of money around without having something proper drawn up on paper about it, can I?
You do trust me, I hope, Alec.
But if I didn't trust you, I'd hardly be lending it to you, would I? It's just that there is a possibility that I might walk under a bus tomorrow. It's only a formality, that's all, just to keep the books straight, all right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Right. So I'll ring in first thing tomorrow and fix up a meeting, right?
Right. I'm in for a penny.
Well, I think it's a little bit more than a penny we're on about, isn't it, love?
Aye, that's certainly true. So, that's what it looks like written down, eh? 12,000 smackers. You know, they can say what they like, Alec, about diamonds being a girl's best friend. But when you really get down to it, I'll settle for a nice little row of noughts in the right place, anytime.
Is it something I've said or what?
What do you mean?
Well, I thought we'd come out for an hour for a nice quiet drink and a chat, not to sit staring at each other like a pair of graven images.
I'm sorry, Alfred. I'm so mad.
Mad? What about this time?
The way snidey Ken Barlow keeps managing to make a right mug out of you.
Well, don't worry about that, love. I left him nothing short, believe me.
I'm sure you didn't, love, but sticks and stones what breaks bones, isn't it? Not a few harsh words.
Aye, only I've got past the stage of harsh words, haven't I?
How do you mean?
I mean, I'm going to put the boot in a way I never would have done if he hadn't behaved the way he has done.
How are you going to do that, then?
I'll tell you how. Look, Ken may be the editor of this little paper, but he doesn't own it. A fellow called Statham does.
So?
So, I wonder what he'll think about his editor using the paper to further his own political career.
You're going to tell him then, are you?
Well, let's put it this way, love. It's one of the things I'm going to do. And let's put it another road. It's not bad for a start, is it?
Morning.
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 I know it must be very difficult for you. I mean, you've only got so much space, haven't you? And you can't stock everything. But I'm sure I've got it from here before, or I wouldn't be such a nuisance.
Yeah, well, you sure it was mustard, not piccalilli or anything?
Oh, no, it was mustard. Only it wasn't...
Right, it wasn't the pale yellow sort, that's English mustard, and it wasn't the dark brown stuff that we have in occasionally, so it wouldn't be French.
Oh, yeah, good. I don't know how you've remembered.
No. Anyway, let's go and have a look, shall we? Maybe they've been pushed to the back.
You're very helpful, you really are. I don't know how you make time for people like me.
Must be the time of year. You know, we just struggled out to winter, and I can't wait to feel a bit of sun on my back. Oh, my front, for that matter. Do you know, and I wish they wouldn't, but there was this programme on the telly the other night about the Seychelles. Oh, Emily, you've never seen anything like it. It was paradise, with the waving palms, the silver sands, the sea. Oh, is that 46?
48, actually.
Oh, right. Oh, aren't you honest? Being me, I'd have said 44. Hey, I've got some brochures somewhere. I nipped into town straight away after. I couldn't wait to have a look at these.
Sorry, Mrs. Prendergast, it looks as if you're out of luck.
Oh, it's not me. It's Mr. Prendergast. You see, he's got...
Yes, thanks very much, love. Bye. Well, sorry. Maybe next time you're in.
You'll just have to do without. Thanks for all your trouble.
Bye.
Oh, she's a right murderer, that one. She's only been in for once and she's had me run ragged and doesn't stop talking. Hey, you know what's funny? I keep going on about these Seychelles, but where are they?
They're in the Indian Ocean, I think. I don't know exactly where.
I thought you were in a hurry.
I am,
Well,
actually.
for heaven's sake, why didn't you say so?
You've got a dented tin there.
Oh, look, don't hold her up. You know what she said. She's in a wreck.
Sorry.
It's all right. Yes, it'll be all right, actually.
Thanks for the love of Allah.
Oh. Why don't you get them at the Rovers? You'll have Bet after me.
Because if we're going now, she's going to find us something to do, isn't she? I've got the drayman coming in half an hour, so that's soon enough. Anyway, gives me a chance to get me coughing over and done with before the grafting starts.
Grafting? You don't know the meaning of the word. You should work it. Go on, tell him what it's been like.
She's never even drawn breath.
That is the gospel truth. Go on, off it. Oh, look, I can see it's going to be one of them days.
Yeah.
Never mind, lovey. We're a good team.
Finished?
All done and dusted, I'll tell you what, though. That Benedict Dramer's a right idle so-and-so. Stood there with his hands in his pockets while his mate's doing all the work.
Get away.
Twice as big as him and all, idle devil.
You can't believe it, can you?
Are you having a go at me? Because if you are, I'm telling you, I was humping and dumping crates down there till my bronchitis just got at me.
Ah.
Yeah, well, it's not funny. I won't wish it on my worst enemy.
Still, you are taking something for it. 50 fags a day, they must be having some effect. Watch it when you open that front door. There's fresh air out there.
What do you want?
Where do you boss, if you don't mind? Good morning.
Good morning, Percy. What is it this time?
Permission to display one of my posters on your wall.
Ah, go on, stick it. Stick it over there.
Excuse me. Will you hold this for me, please?
Roll it yourself.
Jack,
Well, he's a clever devil, isn't he? What does he want flipping out for?
get it held up.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Leave him alone, Elver. He's only putting a poster up.
Yes, so I see. But I don't want any pins in that wall.
You won't get any.
What's it for anyway? Not advertising the flying horse, I hope.
Over 60s dance at Centre tomorrow afternoon, and before you say out, don't blame me.
Tomorrow afternoon, you're pushing it a bit, aren't you?
I said don't blame me. Blame her as runs the shoot. The administrator, Mrs. High and Mighty Prescott, had the devil's own job convincing her these over 60s dances were good for the community. She doesn't believe in dancing. She's one of these feminists. She can't stand the thought of a man doing the leading. Anyway, I won. We're having them every week.
Why don't you have them at night?
Because if you read the poster, you'll see it's a tea dance. Or to give it its proper title, which is French, thé de sant. Now, at the interval, you get a cup of tea and biscuits, and the whole thing's free of charge.
Well, I should think so, and all. It's our rate's what's paying for it.
Ought to be some catch in it. There'll be £1 a piece for French chalk, something like that.
You're an ungrateful lot of so-and-sos. If nobody's organising out, you're being neglected. And when they do, you can't wait to pick holes in it. You make me flaming sick, the lot of you.
Phew, cheeky devil.
No, for once in my life I agree with him. If it wasn't for this pub and Percy, you and the rest of the folk round here would spend your lives getting square-eyed in front of the telly, because there wouldn't be out else to do. So be grateful.
Well, it's his job.
Yours is cleaning, so get back to it. And yours is getting this bar set up. I want the place ready for opening before I go out.
Where are you going?
I am going to the brewery. I'm going to wear my blue silk dress and my plunge bra. How else you'd like to know?
Tell me if I'm right. You're going to take the tenancy, aren't you? You're going out for that bank loan.
Can't put out over on you, can we, Jacko?
Not easy.
Thanks very much, love. Bye-bye. No, sorry, love, I haven't had time to do balm cakes today, but I'll be doing some for across the road when it slackens off in here, so give me about half an hour, OK?
All right, I'll call back about 10, all right?
Right.
You see, all it takes is a little bit of patience.
Sorry.
These young lads that have you running round after them like something gone mad. Hello, and here's another one and all. I know what you've come for. Tell your Nana what you've come for.
Banana,
A
please.
banana. He loves bananas. They are, love. Now, what do you say?
Thank you.
Do you know you're a very lucky little lad? I didn't know what a banana looked like when I was your age. I didn't, honest.
Now you stay there. Be a good girl. If Mr. Sugden comes and says hello, don't hit him.
Don't you like Percy?
It's him. You know what he's like. He leans right over the pram and he must have scared her to death. Anyway, she starts waving her little arms about and bonks him on the nose. Brought tears to his eyes.
Good, Anna. Where you off to?
I'm taking this one to school, aren't I? And don't forget, you're giving me a trim this
No,
afternoon.
I haven't forgotten. 4 o'clock, all right?
Yeah?
Hang on a moment. I'll come down with you.
Well, what about the shop?
Oh, Deirdre can manage. It'll make her appreciate me much more if she has to do without me, won't it, lover?
Don't worry, Mum. You're busy.
It's all right, I can manage.
Oh, of course she can manage. She's a very good little worker when she gets going. You know, come on, sweetheart. Show your Nana across the street.
Sorry.
Actually...
Yes, I know. You're better off without it.
See you later, love.
Hello, Al.
And goodbye, I'm afraid, love. I've got to go down to town hall again in about an hour or so. Is that all right?
More council business?
Sort of.
Dance here tomorrow afternoon, Mr. Otwood. Fix it up with Mrs. Ogden. Oh, I was just telling your gentleman friend to bring you to the dance.
Oh, that's if he'd mind his own business.
I brought you some chocolates.
Oh, thank you.
Are you going to leave me standing on the doorstep, then?
No badge.
Hey, you women, I'm not kidding. You shout at me when I bring you stuff, and you shout at me when I don't.
Oh, it's just that I'm running a bit short, that's all.
Next time, eh? Remind me.
Right.
Am I coming in, then?
Oh, yes.
Get your dancing boots polished up for tomorrow.
More that, I'll polish myself up.
Oh, it's you.
What's your favourite dance, Percy?
I'm organising. I've no time for dancing with you.
I wasn't asking you, big head.
Turn that off and come to Rovers.
Vera, you can stand there till you blow it face. I'm not coming to Rovers. I've made my dinner here and I'm having it on my own. I don't want your company and I don't need your sympathy.
Well, thanks very much.
I'm not getting at you, but I've been on my own before and I had to get used to it. I'd like to get used to it again.
Famous last words, them, you know. You can get so used to it.
Not with you stood there, I won't now, up it. And I'll see you back across road.
Nigel, Alf, did you manage to get a word with Statham yet? What did he say? Yeah, not before time either. Right. Very good. Yeah, it's about time that Mr. High and Mighty Barlow was given a kick where it hurts.
Is that all you wanted? I could have told you that this afternoon when you got back.
I just wanted to make sure.
Just look at him, flaunting that woman. He doesn't even live in the street anymore. What's he want to bring her in here for?
Now, Hilda, live and let live. If you ask me, that lad's embarrassed about the situation, and he's just brought her in here to brave things out.
You see good in everything you do.
Better that than t'other way round.
Well, I don't.
I'm not saying you do, Hilda, love. What I'm saying is we have to give folk benefit of doubt on occasions. Now, are we still going on that trip to really May?
Oh, well, I am if you are.
Oh, I definitely am. I'm going to that dance and all tomorrow.
Oh.
Hey, shall we tell Percy we're coming, like before he asks us? Hey, take wind out of his sails.
Yeah, now's your chance.
Percy, before you ask, we're coming.
Oh, I'm very pleased to hear it. Brought his fancy woman in again, I see. You can't believe it, can you?
Now then, Percy, live and let live. He could have a very good reason.
Well, I'm blowed if I can see it.
Well, it's different with him.
Come on, let's go. I don't like it in here.
It's all right. You have another drink.
It might be all right for you, though I can't see why. I'm certainly not very comfortable.
Okay.
See what I mean?
Where are you going?
Back to the office. Janet wants a lunch.
I've only been here 5 minutes.
Well, I haven't. I was waiting half an hour.
I told you why. Alf only came back 10 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah. How is friend Alf?
Grim.
I'm not surprised. He's beaten. Not a fighting man, our Alf. There's nothing he can do, though. Nothing. Bye.
Bye.
Oh. Hello.
I've sent Janet off for a lunch.
Oh, good. Good. Oh, what's this? Social call?
No.
Board meeting?
No, lad. It's a question and answer session. And here's the first. What in God's name do you think you're playing at?
Newspaper, for God's sake. We go through people's letterboxes, into their homes, in front of their fires. It's our job to make friends with them.
Now, wait a minute.
What are we doing? Making enemies. There's hundreds of people around here hate the sight of us. And not just your man in the street. I'm referring to influential people, people who matter to us.
Like who? Come on, let's have some names.
I'll give you one name, and it's a big un, Threlford. Camping shop fella. He never has less than half a page from us, never. Made my phone red hot this morning. Either we change our ways or he's pulling out. Oh, it's nothing to smile at, lad. If we don't change our tack, he's kicking us into touch. And all his money goes to the advertiser, so you wipe that grin off your face.
You know damn well what I'm smiling at. Threlford is an independent councillor. I know his game, and I know who put him up to it.
Look, lad, I mean...
Not a lad.
Then stop bloody behaving like one. You're going to say Roberts is involved. You're right. I've had him round bending my ear and all. So I've been through these last few issues with a fine-tooth comb, and I'll tell you this. I agree with him. What do you think this is, the Morning Star? You're not editing the Flaming Tribune. You're running a free handout for the people of Weatherfield, not Sheffield or Brent. Weatherfield. And you're running it to make the pair of us money, not to play politics
Not
with.
playing at anything.
No, I heard about that, no. Putting up for Labour, aren't you? Weatherfield North.
Roberts again?
I'd have found out anyway. And like some I could mention, I've still got a lot of friends round here. Look, I've done enough shouting. I'm getting too old for this sort of thing. Think about what I've said. Think hard. I'll have a go at Threlford. I'll see what I can do. I can't promise anything. So far he's only threatened. If you come to your senses, I won't need to go crawling. It's your future that's on the line, lad. Thought about that, have you?
Oh, hello, Ken Barlow here. Is my wife still there?
Yes, she's still boozing. Deirdre, you're old fella.
Ta, Jack. Hello.
Hello, love. I've just had Statham in reading the riot act. That boss of yours has been putting the boot in, so I'm coming down to have a few words with him. What's the best time?
Now, Ken.
What's the best time?
Well, Audrey's doing Gail's hair about 4 o'clock. We should be quite...
Right, okay. I'll be round about 4 o'clock then. Bye.
It's always the men who start the wars.
Shouldn't you be over the road?
No, I did a couple hours overtime last week, and you can either have money or take time off, so I've took a couple hours off this afternoon.
I'm losing the money.
Oh, don't matter. It's worth it, isn't it, love, to see my little lovelies? Give us a here. Oh, wait. She's put a bit of weight on, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's not doing bad.
Oh.
Shall I put the kettle on?
Oh, no, go on. Sit yourself down, I'll do it.
All right. Oh, sit down. And behave.
When are you having your hair done?
4 o'clock. I hear Brian was in the Rovers this dinner time. With a ladyship.
Well, we can't stop him seeing odd girl, can we?
He can see as many girls as he wants. The more, the better. It's when it's just the one.
Well, she seems a nice enough person.
I used to think I was a nice enough person.
Oi, Fred, put Ginger down a minute. I've got a message for you.
Polite folk advertise their presence, you know. They just don't come barging in.
Look, I am offering you something for nothing. Now, are you interested, are you not?
Go on.
Bet wants to know if you're interested. She might have some leftovers tomorrow dinner time. Pies, sandwiches, stuff like that. Now, if you're interested, send somebody over about 3:30.
What does she want for them?
She said you can have them for nought. She must have went potty in her old age.
Well, you would think that, wouldn't you, being the kind of individual that you are? You know what you're short of, don't you, Duckworth? A touch of humanity, and it costs nought. A bit of consideration for your fellow man. That's what divides the likes of you from the likes of that boss of yours, and the likes of myself, I'm glad to say.
Do you want the pies or don't you?
Thank Bet very much. If I feel a need for them, I'll send somebody over, like she says. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Yeah, well, your trouble isn't getting the pies over here, it's getting the folk here to eat them, innit? Bigger flops in Cyril Smith. Took his braces off.
Excuse me, are you Mr. Sugden?
If I was Sugden, pal, I wouldn't be stood here and I've flung myself in cut long since.
I'm Mr. Sugden. What can I do for you?
Oh, very pleased to meet you. I'm Mr. Prendergast, and this is my wife.
From Bessie Street, number 44, the house with the blue front door.
A green, love.
Well, sort of bluey green.
Mr. Howard called it green, and it was him as painted it.
Yes, but he's colour-blind, love. A lot of men are colour-blind.
Are they? Well, I'm not one of them. What can I do for you?
Well, we like to be honest, don't we?
We do.
We wouldn't want to do anything underhand, would we?
Oh, no.
And we've only just come to live round here, you see. We used to live in Patrickcroft, but they demolished our street, so we had to move, didn't we?
Oh, you would have, wouldn't you? Well,
so
anyway...
we didn't want to get off on the wrong foot, you see, and then we saw your poster.
And we thought we can't just go, in case... Well, you never know, do you?
You never know what?
If somebody might recognise us.
Not that it's likely, us being new round here.
No, but still.
Yes, look, I was just saying. But we'd like to be honest, you see. We don't want to do anything underhand. You see, we're not strictly eligible.
I'm 57 and my husband's 58, so we're not over 60s, are we?
That's what we've come to say.
By heck, it took you long enough to get there.
So we thought that being new round here and wanting to get to know folk, you might like stretch a point.
Well, you could have just come along and said now, but like you say, you don't want to do anything underhand. Well, it's your lucky day because you're talking to one of the few men round here that recognises honesty as a virtue. And being a virtue, it deserves rewarding. Yes, you can come. But keep quiet about it. Don't want folk thinking anybody can get in. There shouldn't be any bother. I mean, you both look well over 60.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, if you'll excuse me, I have plenty to do. You know.
We'll see you tomorrow then, Mr. Sugden.
And we hope it's a great success.
Yeah.
Shall I put the kettle on?
Ah, you might as well see me slack. £2 of butter, love, is that it?
It's for Kathy. To tide us over. Supply man never came this morning. He's alone to himself, is that fella. I was just saying, you can't trust nobody these days. Everybody's a little Italy. Blow you, Jack, I'm all right.
Is it your wife you're seeking?
No, sure I wanted. I wonder if we might have a little privacy.
What do you mean?
Or would you mind closing for a couple of minutes?
Closing? This shop is my livelihood.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, and I know how important it is. I've come about mine.
Now look, before you start...
No, before you start, Councillor, You've had enough to say over the past 24 hours and all to my detriment. If you think you can get me to change my principles by commercial pressure, you can think again. I play fair myself and I don't give in to blackmail.
You what? You play fair, using that paper of yours for your own electioneering purposes?
Always got the right of reply.
Oh, aye, we've had a basin full of that, haven't
Well,
we?
why do you think all this started? Because I wanted to get on the council? It started because you weren't doing your job and I criticised you for it. And I shall go on criticising you for it, and neither you nor your so-called independent friends can stop me.
Not doing my job, you cheeky so-and-so. I've done some good work for this council, and you well know it. Now, just a minute, I've not finished.
Don't you believe it? You've finished.
We thought about coming around at dinner time, but we weren't sure if you'd be in or not. Where's,
Gail? Oh, she's having her head on at her mother's, and then she's stopping for a tea. But you can sit down for a minute, I'll put kettle on.
And how are you, champ?
All right, Dad.
All right. You're more than all right. You're terrific, aren't you? Hey, what are you?
Terrific.
Yes, you are. Mwah. Yeah. Ask Auntie Liz for a sweet.
You can have a sweet.
Of course you can.
Thank you.
Can I have a bit of hush, please? Mr. Sugden here has asked me to point out that there will be an over-60s dance at the centre this afternoon. So get your fishtails flapping and get yourself across there. By the way, it will cost you nought. Right. Carry on drinking. Happy now, are we? Or would you like me to come along and wind your gramophone up for you and all?
Thank you very much. It's nice to know you can rely on your friends for their unstinting support so willingly given.
When you look through your telescope, can you tell what's going to happen tomorrow?
No, you see, that's astrology. Mine's astronomy.
Oh, I thought they were the same.
No, you see, one is an exact science. The other one's a lot of rubbish.
Well, why do you mess about with it if it's a load of rubbish?
No, you see, horoscopes and that's the load of rubbish.
They're not, you know. I told Gail hers this morning. I said, there's going to be an improvement in your appearance. And blow me if she hasn't gone to hairdressers. Mind you, for her sake, I hope the rest of it doesn't come true.
Hey, come on, shut your face. Put your coat on. Your mum will be here soon.
We best be off.
I'll wait in the car. Oops. How are you doing?
Oh. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. What have I told you about eating sweets? Who gave you that?
That lady over there.
Well, spit it out. Go and get ready.
I'll get him washed.
I'll get the car started. I think we'd better have a talk about your access to the children.
Why? I'm quite happy. And it's not the children, it's just Nicky. I only want what's mine.
And I want what's mine. I'm bringing these kids up properly, Brian. I'm not going to have it undermined by your friends. Nicky, hurry up!
Okay, listen.
Why should I listen now?
I've been busy moving. I tried to catch you this morning, but you'd already set off.
Brian, we agreed 6 months back, if there were any permanent changes, any really special relationships developing, that we'd get together and we'd discuss it. Well, there were, and you didn't, so it's too late.
I want to talk about it now, all right?
You want to come thundering up to me in a pickup truck and yell abuse at me in the street, you mean? Oh, get lost, Brian!
You're being unreasonable.
Well, it's my turn, isn't it? Leaving me to walk into that room and see Nicky taking sweets off her.
Look, I know I bet you're okay, but I want to make things right, Gail.
Oh, go and enjoy yourself, Brian. Put yourself first. It doesn't ring true when you try to be concerned.
And look who's flaming talking!
Yeah, and realise how useless you are.
You're like telltale tit at school. Please, missy, we can Barlow.
It's unfair to use that rag to push his ideas.
But what about you? Going to his boss, going to stay them. What are you doing? Using your mates in power, aren't you? Pulling the old pals act. Oh, what are you, Freemason?
Hey, now that's enough of that, isn't it?
Well, it's not something that cries out to be ignored, is it? Poisoning folks' mind against somebody.
We're going to be driving one of the crackers in here, you know.
Hey, you heard the news?
Oh, now what?
About Bet getting the tenants to the other Rovers. Surely swung it.
Oh, yes, we heard. Deirdre, can you get some sliced peaches in natural from the back, please?
Are you not a bit surprised, then?
I've got a lot on my mind at the moment, Jack.
And none of it nice.
Oh, it's with Ken putting the skids under you, innit?
Look, I'll fight a fair fight and I'll take on all comers. It's just the underhand, mucky method he's trying to employ.
He's trying to employ, that's a laugh.
Look, I did what I did because I wanted to get things straight. Ken knows as well as I do it is wrong to use a public organ to fight his campaign.
Oh, Ken's doing a bit of Reggie Dixon. You have to get us a couple of tickets to that.
I'll see you, Jack.
Aye, well, I shall get back to serving my tenant boss then.
Anyway, you use your shop, don't you? You use your position as a grocer, talking about pushing ideas. You can't tell me you didn't last time. You dished out the thoughts of Chairman Alf with every tin of beans. You had your election poster in every alcove.
Look, people come in here through choice. I'm not a free paper that's shoved through every door in the ward.
You're a hypocrite, Alf. A paranoid hypocrite.
Listen, you don't talk to me like that, Deirdre.
I'm just trying to make you see sense.
Look, will you just please stop it, because I'm getting very upset, and I'm very upset about the tack you're taking.
Yeah, well, you can't have everything your own way, can you? No matter who you are and who your pals are.
Yeah, I can choose my own staff, I suppose, can I?
Is that a threat, Alf?
No, is it, Heck? It's just...
Hey, what's going on in there, then?
Oh, don't you start.
Well, I'm not starting. I've just come for barn cake order.
Yeah, well, you have to come back.
Come back! There'll be a mutiny over there.
Yeah, there might well be one here and all.
Me? Oh, DJ? No, you must be joking.
Curly Blackmoon.
No, I'm not joking, no. Oh, I haven't got the force of personality.
Well, there you go then. A gimmick. The world's first silent DJ. The public will love it. What records and them pregnant poses. You see, I'm looking for somebody pliable, somebody with enough intelligence to respond to specific directions, somebody with a bit of finesse.
I'm here, Percy. What's the assignment?
I said finesse, not Loch Ness. This is an afternoon tea dance, not a grab a granny night.
Oh, afternoon. Well, that lets me out, you see. I've got an excuse.
Well, I do it myself, only what with being doorman, PR man, announcer, dance partner, teacher, cloakroom attendant, brewmaster for the tea. I don't want to spread myself too thin.
Well, you see, me and Super Slob, we've got a job on this afternoon, so toodle it.
Yeah, hang on, I'll come with you. See you later.
I've got you over the bell, haven't I? How's about this? Guys and gals, take your partners for the snake dance. For them who have snaked in without paying can kindly snake back out again.
Disgusting. But would you promise to obey my instructions?
Scout's honour.
Right, you okay with Bet Lynch and you're on?
It's okay. I deserve a securing of my tenancy treat.
You're a belter.
And I'll only dock you an hour off your wages.
Are you looking forward to the dance?
Oh, I am that, yeah. I got myself a new dress last week with some tokens that Eddie and Marion sent me for Christmas.
Oh, they still keep in touch then?
Oh, by mail, yeah. And, well, I was wondering if I ought to give it a sort of maiden voyage like this afternoon. Well, I mean, when all you ever do is charring and supping in here, you don't get much opportunity to posh yourself up, do you?
Oh, I should think it's the perfect occasion.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I better get my skates on then. Oh, shall I be seeing you there?
Well, I'm not actually in that age group yet.
Really? Oh, well, no, of course not.
Hiya.
Oh, hi.
You okay?
No, I'm not okay. Been really got at, actually. Public enemy number one. You sure that sandwich didn't bug?
More hassle at work.
How did you get?
Same here.
Yeah, I bet was sending us much in the usual subtle way, like a 100-megaton bomb.
Alf is driving me mad. I'm sure he's going balmy.
I'm absolutely convinced of it.
What's been happening at yours?
Well, this important advertiser, Threlfall Camping Shops, yesterday, he was threatening to pull out his business. Today, Statham rings up in a paddy, he's pulled out.
Well, that can't be laid at your door, surely.
Independent counsellor, mate and boozing partner of Alf, Rotarian pal of Statham.
What? You mean he's done it again?
Yeah. The plot thickens there.
It will in a minute.
Oh, come on, kid. Bingo's not same unless you've got something to share excitement with. I mean, Ida, she's a right wet blanket. She nodded off last week, you know, and I only wanted one number for jackpot.
I'll do what I can, Beda, but if you don't mind, I want to get this lot in before I go back to work. Who the flipping heck's that?
I'll go.
You will not. My blinking door.
Liz.
Oh, Mrs. Tilsley. I hope you won't mind, but Brian says it's okay for me to wait here whilst he has a word with Alf and Audrey.
Oh, he did he? Well, you have to sit down.
What were all that about, then?
We don't know, do we, Liz?
No.
Bet you do.
So how's it going with you and Brian, then?
Oh, all right. He's a bit upset at the moment, though.
Oh, why's that, then?
Because he blinking is, Vera. Now, if you don't mind, you will get back across the road and let me sort myself out.
I'm going.
Good. First rule about having a livable existence round here is to tell her nothing. Right. What's he up to at shop, then?
Well, Gail won't speak to him about what she said last night. You know, about stopping his access. So he's gone to have a bash at Alf and Audrey.
Oh, I don't know. It's all upset, innit? Everywhere you look, it's upset. Pain and hysteria. That's what marriage were made for, you know. To stop people living in misery and confusion every hour God sends.
She's got to protect her son, hasn't she?
From his own dad.
If his dad's suddenly to be found living with another woman, certainly. I mean, it changes things, doesn't it?
She's not in her rights. Is she, Alf?
Look, lad, a mother can always make a better case than the father. It's tragic sometimes, I know. And Gail was in the wrong initially, but then you walked out, and now this. I mean, it's never going to look good, is it, lad?
Look, tell her from me, please. I'll see Nicky on my own. I mean, like, Liz won't be around.
She already has been.
But that was an unavoidable accident.
Oh, look, my head's reeling from all. This is a shop, not a flipping magistrate's court. Now, you've had advice from us and you chose to ignore it. Just go sort it out for yourself.
But she won't talk to me.
Well, write her a letter.
Doing your God act again, Alf.
Hey? Oh, what have I done now?
Persuaded your pal, what's his name, Threlfall, to take his business away from the recorder. Well, go on, deny it.
Well, I do deny it. I just happened to be chatting to him.
2 nights on the run. Didn't quite convince him the first time, so he had another go. And I can just imagine what you were saying to him and all. Going on about him subscribing to that evil socialist rag with a red devil at the wheel, making himself part of a communist plot to overthrow the government. The Weatherfield recorder.
Oh, give over.
Well, why else has he pulled this custom out like that overnight after 5 years?
Ask him.
I'm asking you. Because it's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? You've been putting a word in his ear, haven't you, or a tenner in his pocket?
Listen.
Oh, go away, Brian. Calm down.
No, I
Deirdre.
won't. It's absolutely unforgivable, this kind of carry-on. And why are you doing it, eh? Just because Ken has the audacity to edit your 8 pages of pompous, flipping, self-righteous hot air. You're round the flaming twist. And responding to what you said this morning, here's your overall. You can stick your job. I'm not skivvying for a backstabber.
Audrey, can you man the till for a few minutes, love? I've just
Me,
got to...
man the till.
As I was saying.
Oh, flipping heck, Brian. As if I haven't got enough on my mind.
Now then, Jack, are we paying attention?
By the way, Percy, I'm all ears.
These are the records.
Oh, I was wondering what they were.
Oh, don't be facetious. These are the records, and your job is changing them.
I thought I was the DJ.
Well, that's what a DJ does, isn't it? Change records.
But what about all the rabbit, the patter, hi-there, pop pickers and all that?
Have you been drinking?
I do have 1 or 2, yes.
Well, let me say straight away, I run a very tight ship. I don't want any veering from the path. Now, you take from the top, because the order's been very carefully worked out.
Take from the top, yes, I can just about manage that.
And then you must do it quickly, observing the following instructions. As record A is finishing, you pick up record B, give it a quick wipe with the anti-static cloth. Put it down, then take off record A. Being very careful you don't bring the rubber mat with it. Put very quickly into the sleeve and put it at the bottom of the pile. Pick up record B, bung it on and blow.
Blow?
Blow any fluff off the needle. Otherwise the record will jump, everybody will lose their step, we'll have a thumping great pile up to sort out, okay?
Doesn't leave a lot of room for self-expression, does it?
Oh, the last thing we wanted to tea dance is you expressing yourself.
Well, that's very nice.
No, but it's right though, isn't it? Shall we have a rehearsal?
Get away, I'm not dancing with you.
Changing a record, you clouthead.
Right, that's sorted him out.
Who out?
Fatso. I'll not be going back there again. I've jacked my job in. I'm not working for a scheming so-and-so like that.
You've handed in your notice.
Notice they beggared, I've quit.
Oh, Deirdre.
Never mind, oh Deirdre. If he's going to carry on like that, then sides have got to be taken, and I know whose side I'm on, and it's now to do with nepotism.
Carry on like what?
Oh, it's disgusting what he's done to Ken. Jeopardising an old mate's job just for the sake of a bit of tussle. It's outrageous.
Surely there's some misunderstanding. Alf would never behave like that.
Ah, you don't know. You see, you don't know till something like this happens just what it means to him, that councillorship. He's willing to kick, kill and slander to hang on to it.
And it's a social life he's fighting for as well. The banqueting, you know, being Mr. Speaker, pontificating, full of sherry and trifle and showing off in front of Audrey. That's what it means to Alf. I mean, addressing himself to local issues doesn't enter into.
I don't think you can say that, Ken.
They just did. Well, have I done the right thing? I mean, you haven't said out. What do you think?
Not much I can think. I mean, if I'd known that's what you're going to do, I would have, well, advised you to think about it a bit longer. But as it's done, I can only applaud it. Good luck to you. It was a silly little job for you anyway, wasn't it, totting up the fish fingers?
Well, flipping ridiculous. I mean, for 5 years of that, I feel as if I'm waking up from a nightmare.
Well, I hope you feel like that in 6 months' time.
I'm sure I will. I feel great now. Great about me and great about Ken. I think this is going to be our year.
Well, I'm keeping everything crossed.
Hey, listen, what do you reckon we go out tonight and celebrate? The dawning of a new era.
Sounds essential to me.
Are you fixed for a bit of babysitting, Emily?
Yes, I'm not doing anything.
Right then. What are you both drinking?
Thank you.
By, lass, you do look bonny.
Oh, give over.
Is that a new dress?
Yeah, you don't think it's too showy, do you?
Do I, heck? By gum, I am being treated today, aren't I, eh? Not only am I with Belle at ball, she's got her best togs on, too.
Oh, go on with you.
It's true. Hey, Percy. Yeah, into your treat.
She's a symphony for the eye and the envy of all. Welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Prendergast. Oh, lovely to see you. By heck, it's not come dancing, you know.
Well, when else do we get the chance these days?
Hello, guys and gals. We're going to have some fun this
Hey,
afternoon.
no. Hey,
Right,
no,
you
stop
have a
it.
lot. Let's get Fanny for a military two-step. Thumbs down the seat of your trousers, straighten your back, that man there.
Shut up, you idiot. What are you trying to do? You know what I mean? We're going on like that for.
Where were you?
I was doing the my nose bit, weren't I? You know, welcome them, Mr. and Mrs. Prendergast. You should have waited for my signal.
You give it.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you, I was waiting for them.
Well, you should have thought of a better flipping signal then, shouldn't you?
Oh, dear. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Weatherfield Community Centre for what we hope will be the first of many afternoon tea dances. Now, without further ado, please take your partners for a foxtrot. Mr. Duckwell.
Mr. Sugden.
The first record, if you please.
There we are, Mr. Sugden.
You great pudding nuts of walls. You've got them all mixed up. Take it off.
No, get off me. No. They are, see.
Hey, you're very good, Tom. You positively played.
You're only as good as your partner.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Hey, I bet you thought I weren't coming, didn't you?
Like her, hoping you
Come here,
were.
little gorgeous.
Hey, here, mind you shove it.
You shut up, you. Oh, you big copycat.
Oh. Hey, Hilda, where are you going? Don't.
Oh, no.
We'll soon have you into a nice, clean nap. Oh, no, not again.
I was hoping I might see Nicky.
Hard luck. He's gone to a birthday party.
Where?
Brian, he doesn't want you turning up upsetting him.
I'll not upset him.
Got thoughts on abduction, have you? I thought you might have this morning.
To tell her the truth, I have, yeah. To tell her the truth, you've got me planning all sorts. Now, please. Please, listen to me, Gail. Please. Look, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about moving in with Liz. Really, I don't know what I was thinking about. I mean, but is it really enough to get you threatening my access?
More than enough.
But I'm his dad, Gail.
Technically, yeah. In the eyes of the law, a bit. But even in their eyes, Brian, you see that kid on my terms. And that means you see him when you can be trusted, and it's quite obvious at the moment you can't be.
Look, I agree to see him on my own on access days. I promise, all right?
No.
What the hell,
Because
not?
that's the agreement we had, and you kiboshed it.
God! Well, what's wrong with meeting new people, anyway? I mean, why do you want to keep me sheltered up from reality?
Look, listen, okay? Do you want to know what it's like from my point of view, this access business?
Look, can we go inside?
No. When he sees you, on your own, when you take him and you have a good time and you spoil him, he comes back to me, confused. He has tantrums. He doesn't sleep at night. He gets distracted at school. You don't realise how difficult that is for me. On my own. Trying to keep things together. Trying to keep him stable. But he loves you. He worships you. And so I was prepared to put up with it. And that's how it's been. But no way am I putting up with him seeing her. Kids aren't made of stone, Brian. They notice things. And they say things, hurtful things, to wind you up. But they're only winding themselves up, aren't they? Really? I don't want him not knowing whether he's coming or going. And I refuse point blank to have him or me suffering any more than is absolutely necessary.
It'll happen to you, you know. You'll meet somebody else. What'll you do then, eh? Keep your new bloke locked up in the cupboard?
Oh, come on, Hilda. Take your coat off. I mean, what's it matter if you have got the same dress on? They don't look same. And she looks like a sack of spuds in hers.
Well, it's nice of you to say so, but it's spoilt everything for me.
Now, come on, you two. Everybody's having a lovely time, aren't they, Billy?
It's because I've stole her thunder.
Hey, what do you think you were doing? Get back to your post.
Don't panic, Percy. I've whacked an LP on.
What? Do you realise how long it took me to devise this programme? Hours.
Oh, he's jealous.
About what?
Because I'm dancing with Jack. Come on, love, I'll put you out your misery.
Oh,
Put me out of
crikey.
mine, aye.
I've dreamt of this moment, have you?
Not dreamt exactly, no.
Oh, we're a bold couple though, aren't we?
I think I better get back to my duties. It's not right for me to show favouritism.
Even if I am your favourite,
Well,
eh?
something like that, yes.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I'll wait for you till you're free. And listen, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Hey, there's one there going there. Hey, come on, Tom. Let's get this a twirl, eh? Shame to see a Valentine frozen to spot.
Do you mind? He was talking to me.
He's at a dance, not stood in a bus shelter. Come on, love, I'll leave.
Pints, is it, lad?
Yeah, why not? It is 6:10 after all.
Ah, you could sup yourselves unconscious and be in bed by 9 o'clock. Mind you, you'd have to be up again by 10.
How come?
When Emily chucked a bucket of water over you for snoring. You can have these on the house. I'm celebrating my securing of the tenancy.
Hey, pull us one of them, will you, bet?
What time do you call this to be walking in here reeking of tea and biscuits?
All right, Mr. Duckworth, how's it going?
A doddle, apart from Phil Marshall Sugden.
Oh, yeah. So maybe you had a bit of hassle?
What with that lot? One of them broke a saucer, but there was no congering round the precinct or all like
Oh,
that.
between Mrs. O and Phyllis Pierce.
Oh, aye, they both come in the same frock, aye.
Ah, that's what it was about. Should we go and sit with Brian and Liz? Shall we, Eckers, like? Come on, we'll have a game of ours.
Shame on him, flaunting his new girlfriend after all he said today.
So I'm fair near past it. Can I have a pint, please? And a large vodka and tonic.
I'm fast coming to the conclusion he's a bit thick, that lad.
Oh, I don't know. Do you know, I used to moan because my life was dead dull. I must have been mad. Look at me now. A more easy-going fella you couldn't hope to meet. There I am, caught up in trouble left, right and centre.
What are you going to do about Deirdre, then?
Oh, that's got round, has it?
Are you going to ask her to come back when all this is blown over, like?
You'll be a soft beggar if you do. The thing she called you, I wouldn't let anyone get away with that, I wouldn't.
Oh, are you going to step in, Audrey?
Like heck I am.
I didn't think you would.
She'll be back with the tail between her legs before long.
I wouldn't count on it. Noah and Ken were talking about it in the town tonight, you know, celebrating. They walked out of here right lit up this dinner.
Well, come on, spit it out. I've got a table at Delmira's Taverna booked for 7. Don't want my Retsina getting warm, do I?
Well, the thing is, my wife, Joan, she's a very good pal of Mrs. Threlfall, and in the light of today's event, she's a bit worried about facing her at the Rotary Club Lady.
Yeah, well, tell her to have that out with Alf. It's his scandal-mongering that Threlfall is responding to, not me.
But you are the one who's caused him to scandalmonger.
I don't agree. Alf behaved in a paranoid, irrational way.
And who caused that, Father Christmas? Come on, Ken. Look, however paranoid or irrational Alf was being to come to me to get on to Threlfall, I mean, these are powerful people, Ken. You have got their backs up.
They're small-town tradesmen playing at Dallas, Bob. They want to crush me.
Yeah, well, what worries me is they're trying to crush me to get at you. Listen, Ken. Joan is a 15% shareholder in this paper. I mean, I'm voicing an official company complaint now. I'm quite willing to accept your assurance that you will not use the recorder anymore for political means.
Dispute that I ever did in the first place.
But you can't deny that you being involved in local politics has started this unpleasant chain of events. And I, encouraged by my wife...
Encouraged by my wife?
The third shareholder.
You're sounding like a lawyer, Bob.
I'm just trying to make it clear to you. We want you to ask yourself where your real ambition lies. In local government or with the recorder.
Well, surely I can do both.
We're sure you can't. Look, I share a lot of your views, Ken.
Well, then.
You can't run this paper as a sideline. The paper comes first. Without that resolution from you that you won't, we'll see to it that you don't.
You mean you'll buy me out?
We have that power here.
You have that power. My God, you're pathetic.
I'm not. I'm realistic.
How can you say you share my views when you're using shares to crush me?
I'm not trying to crush you. I'm trying to stop you from running this paper down.
Being myself? Having some sort of life outside of this unambitious little comic?
From destroying my livelihood?
I don't believe this, Bob. You're not serious.
I am serious, Ken. Dead serious. I want to know by morning. Have a nice evening.
Bound to. Will it be in at dinner time, or,
Probably not. I think I'm going to town this afternoon to do some shopping.
Is that because you don't want to go to Uncle Alf's now you're not working there?
Yes, that could have something to do with it. Now, are you going to school or have you taken roots?
In a minute.
I expect Statham will be doing us the honour of a visit this morning.
Ah.
Yeah, he usually shows his face at the beginning of the week. And I haven't had so much as a phone call from him since our last little, little discussion.
You mean when he told you couldn't stand for Parliament if you're editing his newspaper?
I'm not standing for Parliament, I'm standing for the local election.
Same difference.
And anyway, how come you know all about that?
It's hard not to living in this house.
Yeah, I suppose it must be.
Yeah, well, listen, young lady, whatever you have heard, between the three of us, right? It's not for general consumption.
Yeah, okay.
So, what are you expecting him to say?
Oh, not a lot. I mean, I think if he was still on the warpath, he'd have been round to see me by now. I mean, he's had time to think about it, hasn't he? He must have realised he'd ever set the mark.
Yeah, that's what you're hoping.
Well, he's not a complete nutcase. In fact, he's quite a reasonable fellow 99% of the time. He only blew his top last week because somebody whispered Labour Party in his ear. I mean, you must know, you can't dictate to me what I think, what I eat, and what football team I support, just so I happen to be editor of his flipping paper.
Well, I agree, yes. I just hope he does.
Well, if he does, we'll just have to be out of work together, won't we?
That is not funny, love.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Got all that, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me you've been supping this time of morning.
I've been working, that's what I've been doing, for the last 2 hours, if you must know.
Ah, well, you've always tomorrow to look forward to.
Why, what's so special about tomorrow?
Another dance over at road, don't tell me you've forgotten.
Oh, no, I haven't forgotten. I hadn't forgotten how some folk carried on at last week's neither.
Ah, well, I think we all enjoyed ourselves, didn't you?
I only thought that as it was old-time dancing, it might have been old-time manners as well.
Oh, don't say nobody upset you.
Phew, take more than that to upset me. No, I just thought it was rather pathetic, that's all. I mean, women who were old enough to know better, flaunting themselves, making eyes at gentlemen who, properly speaking, were already accompanied.
Oh, there's always them as'll try it on. Any road, I'll see you tomorrow, you and Tom, then.
No, you won't, actually. Well, I won't be going anyway.
Well, there's no reason why Tom can't come, is there? Tell him I'll be on lookout for him.
I should think he knows that.
No need to dance with Mop while I'm here, Percy.
I'm not dancing it, I'm mopping this floor. So stop where you are. I don't want your size nines all over it.
Door will open, I thought I'll go and see how Percy is.
Well, I'm fine.
Stay there. Be tall, will you? I don't have to do all this floor again. I've got to keep fitting here in half an hour.
Ah, them women in leotards showing all they've got. You wouldn't get me in one of them things.
Oh, I'm very relieved to hear that.
Anyway, I'll be here tomorrow. I've changed my half day so I can come regular.
Well, I'll be very busy tomorrow, very busy indeed. Not only doing just talking, I've everything else to see to. So don't leave your card empty on my behalf.
Don't flatter yourself. Hilda's not coming tomorrow afternoon, so her fella will be going spare, and he can dance.
What do you mean he can dance? He's not the only one.
Ah, but he knows how to hold a woman.
So do I. By the neck with some of them.
Anyway, I'll be off. But don't worry, I'll fit you in somewhere. We don't want you turning into a wallflower.
Oh. You're right, sight for sore eyes.
Well, don't let me interrupt your dinner.
No, interrupt as much as you like. I'm glad to see you. You not brought baby?
Audrey's keeping an eye on her.
Oh. I'll put kettle on.
Yeah, in a minute. Get your dinner.
Do you fancy a chip? I feel as if we're getting to be quite strangers with one another. There's not an hour goes by, you know, but what I don't think about you and them kiddies.
I know. It's just, well,
Don't cut me off from them, Gail. Or yourself. You wouldn't do that, would you?
No. Look, all it is, I don't want Nicky having to cope with Brian and his lady friend. I'm not saying anything against her. And I know he's every right to lead his own life. It's just, well, I don't want Nicky thinking this is some sort of new mother he's going to get wished on him.
Oh, no, of course you don't. No. You want to keep him well away from all that.
And Brian says he will. But to be perfectly honest, I don't think I can trust him.
Yeah, well, he certainly don't seem to be seeing clearly as far as this Liz is concerned. Matter of fact, I think she's knocked him for 6.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all been about. Why we haven't been coming round as much.
Yeah, but that needn't stop you coming round here, love. I mean, I've seen precious little of our Brian since he took up with Liz. And if it's her you're worried about, I don't think she's set foot in this house more than twice.
Yeah, but he might always turn up with her. That's what frightens me.
Yes, and I'm frightened that you might be that busy avoiding one another I'll never see either of you again. Or my grandchildren.
Well, that's not the
I
intention.
mean, if it's for Liz, I'll bar her from this house if I think she's stopping me seeing you and them kiddies.
Oh, I don't know.
Bring them round to see me, girl. Tonight, eh? I feel it's that long since I've seen them.
Well, I'm hoping Sarah will be flat out.
Well, Nicky then. I mean, let me get Nicky his tea.
I'm usually rushed off my feet round tea time. Maybe after tea, eh? Just for a couple of hours.
Thanks, love. You don't know I've missed him. Do you want a cup of tea?
Yeah, go on.
Yes, Alfie.
Pint of bitter, please, love. Mike. Hey, everyone.
No, I'm all right, thanks, mate.
Do you know, I haven't had time to turn round today. Deirdre's walked out of me, and Audrey's looking after Gail's nipper. I don't know.
Look on the bright side. Think of the money you're saving on wages.
Yeah, well, there is that. Thing is, will I live long enough to spend it?
Well, you can start by giving me 74p, love.
Hello, Susan. There you are.
Hello.
Hello, love. Don't fancy a job in a shop, do you? Helping Alf out.
No, thank you. I wouldn't mind a word with you, though. Shall we sit down?
Yeah, sure. See you later, mate.
Yeah.
That was a bit abrupt, wasn't it?
I just don't think we should be fraternising with the enemy.
What enemy?
Alf Roberts. Well, he has done the dirty on my dad over this election business.
Oh.
And he's put Deirdre out of work.
Oh, come on, be fair. She walked out, didn't she?
Only because she got no choice. I just think we should make it clear whose side we're on.
Well, I'm not clear. Whose side are we on?
The family.
Oh. Oh, you mean your family?
No, I mean our family. I just think we should support one another.
Of course we should, yeah.
In fact, well, I might just nip round there now, you know, see if there's been any further developments. You don't fancy coming with me, I suppose?
No, I support him, but from a distance.
Pardon me for interrupting, but I'm just trying to get a rough estimate of numbers for catering purposes. You see, I've only a certain amount of cups, and if we're going to need any more, I'll have to approach the boys' brigade.
What are you on about, Percy?
I'll be this dance of his, I shouldn't wonder.
Correct, yes, tomorrow afternoon at 3. I did hear you won't be joining us, Mrs. Ogden.
No.
Hey? Why's that then, Hilda? You're not working or something, are you?
Oh, I shall find plenty to pass my time, don't you worry.
Well, if I were to ask you to go... Matter of fact, I am asking you, so how about it, eh?
Well, it's very kind, but no thank you. I don't think my experience last week is one I'd care to repeat if it's all the same to you.
Well, how do you
Well,
mean?
that's just going to be the one of you or neither of you.
Hang on a minute, Percy. Look, if something would matter, why didn't you tell me about it?
Well, if you really want to know, I'm surprised you needed telling. I thought you might have noticed, but evidently not.
So just put the one then, shall I?
Hang on a minute. Percy, could you leave us alone for 5 minutes?
Yes, certainly, yes, why not?
Now, Hilda...
No, it's not something I want to talk about. Any road, I can't be sat here all day.
Am I supposed to be getting some sort of a message here? Because if I am, I'd rather have it to my face in plain English.
Only that I wouldn't be seen dead at another of his silly dances. I should have thought that was plain enough. And if it's not, well, I'm sorry, because I've got no more to say on the subject.
You should have come to the road. I thought I bought you a drink.
I wanted a bit of peace and quiet.
Oh, and now I've gone and spoilt it. Well, I won't stop. I just wondered if you've got that business with Statham sorted out.
That's why I wanted the peace and quiet.
Oh.
Look, sit down for a minute. Tell me what you'd do.
If what?
If you had to decide between keeping your job or standing as a candidate in the local election.
Oh, he's not still saying that.
Loud and clear.
That's awful.
Just shows how wrong I can be. I thought given a bit of time he'd have calmed down and relented.
He hasn't.
No. Spelled it out this morning, and he wants an answer within 24 hours. Either I quit politicking or I quit editing. So?
Well, I'll tell him what he can do with his lousy job. You can't just let him push you around like that. Of all the cheap little dictators.
Well, he's worried about losing advertising.
Typical. He doesn't deserve to have you working for him. Hey, and haven't you got a share in the paper? How can he sack you?
Yeah, I've got a third share.
Exactly.
And he and his wife have got 2/3, so he can, yeah.
Well, it's not right. There must be something you can do.
Like, write to a newspaper?
Well, write to somebody. Do something.
I can resign. Nothing else.
Does Deirdre know?
Not yet.
Come on in. We've just been doing a bit of shopping.
Aye, so I see.
She has. I'm a bag carrier.
Yeah, but you're good at it.
Oh, thanks very much. There. Better be getting back. Start earning the pennies to pay for that lot.
It better be more than pennies.
Yeah. See you, Tom.
Aye, tell our lad.
Come on in. Hey, I found this fellow hanging around on the doorstep.
Oh, well, he'll have to excuse the mess.
Hey, I got a smashing top. I got one with stripes. It'll just go with my jeans.
Sally, love, would you mind if I had a private word with Mrs. Ogden?
Oh, no. Go on. I'll just go and take this lot upstairs.
Thanks, love. Hilda, I like to think as I've always been straight with you, and I'd like to think you're going to be straight with me.
Wasn't aware that I'd been out else.
Well, this dance, I know you don't want to go to it, and fair enough, that's your privilege.
Yes.
And I think the reason you don't want to go is because you think I let you down last time.
I'd rather not talk about it.
Well, if you don't mind, I would. And I think the reason you don't want to go is because I danced with that Phyllis woman, isn't it?
Well, I just think that when a gentleman escorts a lady to a dance, then, well, he's got responsibilities.
In other words, I were right. I'd never have believed it.
No, I wouldn't have believed it neither.
Yeah, you know, I can't understand why somebody like you would take umbrage over something as daft as that.
Oh, well, now you know, don't you?
By God, you talk about second childhood. I think this is it.
Hey, now, that's just about enough, thank you. I'm not going to stand here and be called half-witted in my own house.
Oh, you're not half-witted, love. But I'll tell you something about you. You're frightened of being lonely. Aye, and you're frightened to let anybody come near you and all. And you won't admit it. So to save you trouble, I'm on my way home.
Yes, I think you should.
It's a shame what you're doing, Hilda. It's a shame for both of us.
She seemed disappointed that we'd not been calling.
Oh, she's good at that either. Why are you doing this to her? Why are you doing that to her? Never mind what her son's doing to you.
No, she looked really down. I felt sorry for her.
She's a real clinger, Ivy. She likes to think folks are at her beck and call, that we all owe her something.
I think you're being unfair.
Am I?
Anyway, I said I'd drop Nicky off for a couple of hours tonight, so I thought I'd leave him there and then come round here if you're not going out.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. It's just that... Do you think that's wise, lovey? I thought you said you were going to try and keep Nicky away from Brian's fancy piece.
Well, apparently, she's hardly ever been to the house.
Oh, Ivy say that, did she?
She said she's been no more than a couple of times at the most.
Yeah, well, I'll take that with a pinch of salt and all. Oh. Anyway, why can't she come to your home if she's so keen? Why have you got to do all the trailing about?
Well, I think she just likes the idea of Nicky visiting her, you know. Being at his grandma's house rather than his own.
Yeah, never mind all the trouble it's causing you.
Well, if I can get Sarah Louise down, Pauline will come round for a couple of hours tonight. Television's on the blink, so I know she'll jump at the chance. And like I said, I can come round here.
Yeah, all right, lovey. But mark my words, Ivy'll say out to get her hands on these kids. She'll say one thing to you and then something entirely different to Brian.
I think you're wrong, Mum.
I hope I am.
Nana! Oh, very nice.
You can borrow it next time you go out with my Uncle Tom if you want.
That won't be necessary.
Why not?
Look, Sally, I'd rather you didn't go talking in them terms. I mean, me going out with your Uncle Tom or anybody else. We might have kept company a time or two, but that was all.
All right.
Nanny Road, I doubt if I shall be seeing much of him in the future.
Well, you've not fallen out with him, have you?
Oh, there you go again.
Well, call it something else then. You're not friends with him anymore.
Oh, I suppose I'd better tell you. You're bound to find out from somewhere or other. It might as well be the right version.
What?
Well, you know I went with your Uncle Tom to this tea dance that Percy Sugden were promoting?
Yeah.
Yes, well, he went off dancing with Phyllis Pierce.
Phyllis? From the cafe?
Yes, that's her. And to crown it all, she was wearing exactly the same frock as what I had on. I can assure you I didn't find it very funny at the time.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Ogden, I'm not laughing. Not really.
Annie Road, I'm a bit disappointed in that uncle of yours.
Well, Apney found it irresistible.
Apney did, yes. I'll get these upstairs.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Ogden, I'm not laughing, not really.
How about that then?
Terrific. Did you do it?
Oh, I couldn't do something as good as this.
I did it.
And it only took 10 minutes.
How can I lose? We have to send a copy to stay them.
Oh, yeah. Did you see him?
Yep, he came in this morning.
And?
No change. If I want to fight this election, then I can't continue as editor of his paper.
No.
I'm afraid so. He hasn't fudged him in.
Oh, Ken. What did you say to him?
Quite a lot. I told him he had no right to make such a demand, and told him everything I'd say, but all water off a duck's back. And he wants a decision tomorrow.
Gonna resign?
Well, no, I can't decide that without talking to you first. And Tracy is going to affect her as much as anybody. Look, can we have this off for a minute?
I was listening to that.
Yeah, well, just listen to me instead.
Just for a minute, no.
Now, look, if I stand for this election, it might mean I don't have a job anymore, which will mean we won't have any money. Well, not nearly as much we've got now, so we've got to think about it very carefully.
Ken.
It'll mean there'll be no holidays. I'll have to sell the car. We might even have to sell a television set. So what do you think about that?
Dunno.
How would you expect her to answer that?
Somebody's got to.
Can I turn the telly back on?
Yes, yes, love. I know somebody's got to, but can't it wait till we've had us tea?
Yeah.
And don't worry. Whatever you decide, we're behind you.
Right, large scotch, dry martini and a packet of peanuts, please, darling.
Don't you two ever get fed up with the sight of each other? I mean, you live together, you work together.
Never, do we?
No.
Or is it that you don't trust one another? Don't let each other out of your sight?
Of course not. I trust Mike. You trust me, don't you?
What's all this in aid of, eh? You've got a large wooden spoon behind there, have you?
It's quiet. I get bored easily. I've got to do something to entertain myself.
I mean, I wouldn't have believed it. They were like a pair of kids.
I'm starving.
All right, we're going in a minute. Are you listening to me?
Yeah. It's like there was a couple of kids.
Uncle Tommy gone out with Mrs. Ogden, and then he ditched her and he started dancing with Phyllis. To make matters worse, they've both been wearing the same frock.
Who had?
Well, not my Uncle Tom.
Oh, no. Do you hear that? My stomach's rumbling.
Well, now they've fallen out and she's refusing to go to any more dances with him.
Yeah, well.
Well, somebody ought to bang their heads together.
Yeah, well, it's not to do with us, right?
Well, it's 'cause of us that they met one another. We know him
Yeah,
better than
yeah.
anybody
Well,
else.
stop interfering. Have you finished that?
Yeah.
Come on, then.
I'm not interfering, Kevin. I'm just trying to help him.
Oh, yeah. Right. Pint of bitter for me and a packet of salt and vinegar crisps for Dougal.
Oh, do we serve dogs?
Only if they're over 18.
This one looks a bit over 80.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Pierce. Hey, can I get you a drink?
Go on, then. I'll have a light ale.
And a light ale, Betty, please. I say, do you know about these dances, what that lunatic Percy Sugden's running?
I went to Laston.
Any good?
Depends on what you're after.
Were there plenty of women?
How many do you want?
Only one at a time.
£1.40
altogether, love.
Thank you,
You're
Betty.
allowed to get back at queue if you want to dance with me. I've 2 of them waiting already.
Oh, I don't mind. It's not who dances with a woman first at these do's. It's who dances with her last what matters.
You've been more excited about fighting this election than, well, about anything for a long time.
Yeah.
It's something you desperately want to do.
Yeah.
So do it.
I lose my job?
That's not your fault.
No, but it's going to happen. And after you've already kicked yours into touch, we'll be relying on Tracy getting a paper round.
Look, we'll manage. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We'll manage whatever happens.
So I get the exciting bit. I can play the crusader marching up and down, shouting through a megaphone, while you're paying the price for it.
Only till you get another job.
Oh.
Why not?
You keep reading the newspapers. I mean, you do know what's going on out there.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was why you wanted to stand as a councillor, so you could change some of it.
The local councillor would have about as much influence on the state of the nation as they would on the state of the weather.
Yeah, but at least you'd be trying.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be all right. Me. Right. Do you remember what you said earlier?
What?
How you'd stand by me no matter?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
promise? You promise?
Yes.
Good. Because this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to stand. I'm going to keep the job, forget the politics. Now, you
No.
promise?
No.
I have to, love, believe me. There's no way I can go into this knowing it's just to give me a buzz, make me feel I'm up there waving flags again like I did when I was 21. I can't do it knowing that it's at everybody else's expense.
Wouldn't that just be giving in to stay, then?
Yeah. But for the right reasons. Which is a damn sight better than standing up to him for the wrong ones. You, still voting for me?
Yeah, of course I am.
Oh, come on in. You don't have to stand on the doorstep. Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
I haven't called it a bad time, have I?
Well, I am expecting somebody as it happens. Oh, you'd best come inside.
Thanks. It's just that I was passing anyway, and Brian asked me if I could call and collect something for him. Oh, he's sorry that he can't come himself, but he sends his love. He's working all hours at Godsends and playing squash. You know what he's like.
Yes. What is it you want?
A shoe he thinks he must have left here. Sounds daft, I know.
A shoe?
Brown leather with a buckle on it.
No. Not unless it's in bottom of one at wardrobes. Just hang on a bit.
Should have thrown the other one away, saved us both a lot of bother.
Only yours.
Oh,
Hello?
well.
Gail.
Nicky, we're going.
No, Gail. Liz has only called round to collect something, haven't you?
Yes, I was just... No, Ivy. I believed you this afternoon. Not anymore.
No, Gail.
And there's more from Weatherfield tomorrow at 12 midday. And don't miss the omnibus, that's on Sunday at 3 o'clock. Well, next on Plus, we're taking a peek through the keyhole.